Welcome, everybody, to the Making Awesome podcast. This is episode 261. We are joined by a special guest that we didn't even know was happening until 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. About 30
I had
minutes.
no warning. I've just had a great surprise.
That's fair. You didn't have a warning at all. We are joined by the ever effervescent Ross, aka Fauxhammer, who, we had such a good talk the other day.
We did.
It was so good. Apparently, Shane thinks it's faux chaos.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just here to mix things up, play devil's advocate, and do the rest. But thanks. I was happy to surprise you as well, Jacob, and just go, it's me. I'm here. But I didn't realise that you are only an hour up the road from me, which is quite weird.
So in person.
We should have. We really should have. That would have been great.
Missed opportunities, gentlemen. Missed opportunities.
Like you would have got some of my mum's famous cheesecake.
That alone, I can tell you that alone is absolutely worth it. His mother's cooking is truly god tier.
So you're only saying that because I haven't cooked for you yet.
Well, I have nothing to compare it against.
I know, exactly. So... You have no comparison, which means I get to be a quantum state of perfected cooking or the worst you've ever had. As long as you never observe my cooking, I can say whatever I want.
Well, I can leave if you guys want to get a room.
No, this is actually just
We've
normal.
already done that before.
This is actually just normal. Don't worry about it. And apparently, I need to cut your image a little bit. There we go. I fixed it. All right. I'm going to need the Backstreet Boys from you, good sir. Yeah, I know. Of course.
When are you going to learn? Nobody understands that. Like, nobody understands.
Do you understand the Backstreet Boys reference?
Not at all. I can do a slightly decent I Want It That Way, as everyone can, but
I mean,
no idea what you're on about. The Backstreet Boys. I want it back.
Kind of close. No. The who you are, the where you're from, the what you did, and as long as you love me.
Oh, okay.
I need your background. So people here can know who you are.
Elevator pitch. I'm Ross. Used to be a project manager for various companies. Before that, I was a laptop technician for 10 years working for Dixon's, also known as PC World, who at the time were known as the idiots of computing. Like every large multinational, like your Best Buy, basically. I spent years working through things, and I did a bit of a stint in marketing, and I was saying to my boss, look, we just need to be straight with people. Like we're blowing all this stuff up and we're doing, and he was like, no, we need to, extravagance and all that. And I said, no, I don't believe in that. So I started in my hobby, writing a blog. I'm into Warhammer 3D printing. I fell into, and I was writing a blog, and my articles were very much, this is just how it is, guys. None of this trying to sell bollocks like the brands want you to. My favorite paint review ever was called This Is Paint, because it was paint.
I mean, paint. Great channel, just has no ability to go outside of paint.
No, exactly. So did that, and then because I was in 3D print, because I was in miniatures, I started buying resin printers.
Of course.
It turns out not many people knew anything about resin printers, even the brand sending them to me. So then I started the YouTube channel. It grew. My channel has grown through luck. I thank the GK2 and that video it was such a great machine. Landed at the right time. My video landed at the right time. And like some companies that sell us printers, I'm riding the wave of a previous success. That may come back and be more relevant later. So that was me. These companies know so little about their machines that if they sent me resin printers, they would also send me FDM printers. And I'm like, well, I don't want to send this back. I will review it anyway from the point of view of somebody who doesn't know anything. And it turns out the casual audience kind of didn't really have many voices out there to represent that side of it. So you guys have all come from the background. Like Jacob, you and I have had some great talks where you can see my brain melting out my ear because I don't know what you're talking about. But purely from a point of view of, okay, the everyman, the layman wants some reviews. So I cover it very much from that angle. And I do wish there was a way I could start every video by going, I'm reviewing for this audience, not so much that audience. So I don't waste people's time who are looking for an in-depth technical review, and more for the people who just want hey, is this a good printer? Get to the point. Let's have a laugh along the way. That's where I'm at now. It's become my job. I am very lucky and thankful to be here. I would not be able to be here without the world of 3D printing, the community, which has been built off the back of what all of the open source community have done. So, and I want to get that out there because of to show the respect I have for the legacy of where this has all come from. Even though I wasn't part of it, I fully appreciate it.
Well, and that's it's going to be a topic, because the conversation that you and I had, which started from something that came off likely a little too personal.
On both sides.
And we got, and you know, you called me on Twitter. I didn't even know that was possible. Okay. And I'm shit. I guess
that's a thing?
Apparently it is. Like, video called me on Twitter. And I'm like, oh shit, we're this is going to be a fight, right? This is going to be, you know, like, we just said some stuff to each other and it didn't end very well. And then I replied with a bit of a cheeky GIF on there. And then now I get a phone call. I'm like, oh, this is going to not be good. It went for 2.5 hours. And it was awesome.
Was it a fight? Oh, awesome.
It was awesome. I mean, it definitely started that way. But once we realized, no, we're pretty much on the same page. We just look at different parts of the page. And the internet is the place where we never want people to take what we say personally, yet we take everything somebody else says personally. But
I especially me.
talking with Ross, though, was like, it opened up a little bit of like retrospect for me about this entire situation. And I will let Ross perfectly explain it, because if he wasn't going to show up, I was going to do it myself. But we've got the guy himself that said it, so I think it's way more important for him to say it. But I do want to thank Bearded Printer for the $10 first. Said excited for another awesome stream. And if you guys do want to enter to win some awesome filament from Printed Solid or 3D Prima, make sure to click the link in the pinned chat message, which I guess is now apparently at the bottom rather than the top.
Yeah, don't like that. YouTube's changing things again.
Yeah.
Stop changing things. Don't change anything. Keep it the same.
Yeah.
Make new stuff.
Yeah, so we can actually, you know, predict if our videos are going to do well before we post them. That'd be great. But, you know, I think I've made my opinion on this very thoroughly heard in the past couple of weeks. I want the community to hear your opinion, good sir.
Well, more importantly, what is going on? Because I've been out of the loop for the last couple of weeks, and I'm like the best opportunity as a co-host to be like, what is actually happening? All I know is a Bambu Lab caught fire and they're suing a developer. But other than those titles, my knowledge ended.
So you're only 50% right.
And that is where we kind of that's the perfect analogy for where we kind of locked, because Jake, I love how you've come in there and gone, all I know is this. But there is definitely a part of the community who know the same, but then go out there and project that as if that's knowledge. And that's the difference. And that was the difficulty here is what irked me about this interaction is this was off the back of, I want to say about 70 now, regurgitations of headlines without looking into it and without following things like that. And I need to say straight up front, you'll understand this as we go through, and we'll piece it together. Because I think the audience is probably fed up of hearing it at this point.
I can do it in less than 2 minutes, 1 minute each. I think I can give him enough here. So, all right,
fire away.
Bambu is not suing anybody. They're currently being sued, but that's completely unrelated to this.
Okay.
There is a solo developer by the name of Pavle, based in Poland, who figured out that the Bambu Connect software had a kind of obvious vulnerability in it, in that they didn't have a version of it for Linux. So he used Bambu's own AGPL code and effectively built a very, very, very small Linux box inside of the code that made any computer, whether it was Mac, Windows, Linux, whatever, operate as a Linux computer as far as Bambu Studio looked, so that you could still use their cloud infrastructure via Orca Slicer without having to use Bambu Connect. And
kind of smart.
Bambu didn't like that too much. There was some back and forth. There are some claims that Pavle might have tried to ask for a H2D. I can't find that. But nonetheless, Bambu said, take it down, or we are going to send you a cease and desist. And so they didn't actually sue him. They didn't actually send the C&D. They said, if you disagree with us, please send us your email so we can send you a formal cease and desist. All of this is public on GitHub.
Okay.
Moving on from that, the A1 NTC Thermistor issue, where we have seen that, you know, you're aware of the boards that burn, right? So one of them finally caught fire and burned an entire printer. I'll focus eventually. There we go. Burned an entire printer, and had the user not been home, would have likely created significant damage to their house. Now, there are some factors to that. You know, there was a poop bucket right next to it, which we now know. We didn't know when we filmed the video. Doesn't matter in my opinion. Still shouldn't have caught fire. There was a rag right by it. Again, doesn't matter. Still shouldn't have caught fire. But people are pretty pissed about that. For a lot of people, this is the first time they're ever hearing about this. I'm like, we've been talking about this for over a year, and we've been saying it is literally a matter of time before a machine causes actual damage. So the machine's all melted on the side. It's, you know, covered in black soot. Yeah, it's
big fire.
Well, I mean,
could be worse fire, but still big fire.
This isn't ANET A8 levels of fire, but it's more fire than a 3D printer should have.
I've seen the picture on my scrolling, and I was like, oh shit, it finally happened, where like the side is just melted off. Yeah. And obviously the base of the, what in my eyes was a plastic table, is melted. Yep. I'm like, huh, it happened on public. That's going to be a cool video later. I've got a job to do.
So though that is kind of your rundown as to what's been going on, last 2.5, 3 weeks with Bambu? Oh yeah, Jeff Geerling, Lewis Rossman, Gamers Nexus, Lawful Masses, they all joined in. I'm directly connected with Steve Burke of Gamers Nexus, and we are working together on the A1 fire issue. So
damn, everyone's dogpiling in.
Hey, I'm just glad that we're not the only ones yelling anymore.
yeah. And you're like that dogpiling, perfect language to use.
It is the perfect language, yes.
Yeah. So because this, I think that is where we locked heads, really, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was the whole thing. And I want to come in here because I understand your audience isn't my audience. Not directly. There's definitely some crossover. I've seen some lovely comments in the chat. Thank you, everyone who said they enjoy the content. And I'm nervous to even speak around this because I don't want to come across as a Bambu apologist. I'm not. I don't want to come across as a shill. Although I did say I was going to wear this for the show.
Yeah, he's got his Bambu related shirt on. I do too.
Yeah, it's too hot today for me to wear a branded shirt. I'm wearing my linen.
Hot today. It's so hot today.
Yeah,
man.
Really? How hot is it? How hot is it? Come on.
It's nearly 20. Is it 28?
It's currently outdoors, 28 degrees. Indoors,
28, man.
In my living room, which doesn't have any technology in it, it hit 31 degrees. In this workshop before the aircon, it would have hit 40.
Yeah, same.
Okay, guys, it's 34 outside right now.
It's a different heat.
This is wet heat. The average humidity is 85% at the moment.
Yes,
and I understand.
It's the same here, guys.
Wait, hang on. No, we are talking to a guy in Florida.
It rained. I live in a swamp.
I don't care. Our heat is worse because I say it is.
Okay, well, I mean,
yeah, and he's right. I agree. There's two of us.
If you said it, I mean, I can't refute that. You know, it's 2v1. I guess I got to go throw some tea
We
in
don't
a
have
lake again
aircon
or
though.
something.
That's the thing is we can't escape the heat.
Yeah.
That's
well, we
fair.
can because we've got aircon, James.
Yeah, we've
But
got
most
aircon.
people- yeah.
I've literally just bought another aircon unit for the house that I live in now because the workshop in the house I used to live in has aircon all over now. And then I left a year later. So now I've just bought a little £200 portable aircon unit, and I'm printing a load of bits for my window so I can vent it outside. But
I'd warn you about the energy use, but I know how many printers you've got.
It's gotten bigger. I've got more now.
And guys, if you haven't subscribed to Fauxhammer, please go do. I love his content. As Little Nepo Muck in the chat said earlier, that it is because of Ross's videos that helped her get to the right resin printer, and I agree. Same.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, and I think when it comes to resin printers, I know what I'm talking about. I not to blow my own trumpet, I know a lot more than I generally put out in my videos, because with respect, nobody wants to hear. I've tried doing videos about the technology and nobody cares. I've tried explaining it. I'll get 50,000 or 100,000 views on a resin printer video, then I'll explain how a certain part of the technology works, and it's sub 10. And I'm like, I can't afford to do that. I struggle to afford to do the rest of it. But that side of it is crazy. When it comes to FDM, I'm clear. I am an FDM printer guy. I represent the everyman, the layman, the person who I know the technology because I'm involved in it and I talk to you guys and I understand it, but it's purely what features does this have? Is it going to break? Are they going to screw me over? Is there any weird gotchas? If anything, I probably review the marketing and warn people about the BS more than actually
the incessant BS of foreign marketing.
Yes, I would say that's fair. It's a cultural difference, and they're all guilty of it. They don't communicate. FlashForge, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the current FlashForge one, but FlashForge are another example of it. They went out and incited a riot of we're monitoring your prints. What they were trying to say, probably, I'll infer, is we're a responsible company. If you're doing illegal things and people try and investigate that and ask us, then yes, we will comply with the government. Something reasonable and something that would mean, oh, yeah, that sounds like a responsible thing to do. But of course, they said it.
Yeah, they said it way worse than that.
Way worse.
Honestly, they probably still would have pissed off the 2A community with, we're going to comply with the law, because the 2A community is like, come and take it, brother. But I do think that would have been a more than appropriate middle ground, although the really appropriate middle ground would have been not to say anything, but they did have pressure from the New York Attorney General to do so.
Yeah.
So I totally understand what they did, but similar to what you said, Ross, I don't agree with how they did it. I think that was not the best way of doing it.
And so many of these brands are responsible for the same thing. But anyway, the point is, I don't want to come across as a Bambu apologist. And at the same time, I don't want to defend Bambu, but I am, as an average consumer, I'm going to put my hands up, start flaming me in the comments, guys. I'm a Bambu user, and I'm still a Bambu user. I've got my H2C running right there behind me for the convenience of it. That, and this is the bit that where I think I lost it at you, because I did. I basically told him to go and love himself.
He did, yes.
in my very direct way. I don't know what your profanity allowance is on this channel, so everyone knows what I mean.
It's been past 5 minutes.
You
that's fine. So I basically said respectfully, go fuck yourself, Grant. Because I think it's because of the respect I have for you that your earlier comment, which wasn't directed at me, I think it was a general comment, to be fair. I was like, no, mate, because there's a difference I find in choosing a Bambu printer, and that does not make you an evil consumer that is pro, destroying open source and blah blah. And the way, I don't know, I'm worried I described it. I did do it so succinctly the other night. I'm worried I'm not explaining it right here. But Bambu are made for are not made for the tinkerer crowd. They're not. They're really not. They're made for
They're made
the
for
average
the
consumer.
generic person.
The generic person.
Yeah.
They are. Now, I don't agree with the change in terms of service after the sale. I don't agree with this. Part of that, I think, is just them finding their feet. Again, if I can be objective about it, not trying to be an apologist, I know these companies and how they operate, and I've spoke to them, and the amount of times behind the scenes where I hit myself in the head, speak to other creators and go, oh my God, they aren't doing that. A good example would be, I'll shop them, Hey Gears. I've arranged to do another promo for them, which is like, hey, we're now open. You can use your own resin. We've been gearing up for that. We've been testing it a month, and then they made it public 2 days ago. And it's like, what are you doing? We're trying to be part of this launch at the end of next month, and you've made it
done it early.
And it's like, and that sort of stupidity annoys me, because I'm building a video around hype and excitement. And come on, guys, let's champion this is finally here. And it's not to sell printers, it's just to be excited. We won, but all of the points I wrote, all of the jokes I wrote, fall flat because of bad communication and terrible things like that. And they're all guilty of it. So I'm in the position of, I think we talked originally, like Grant, you said you've got a responsibility to your audience to cover this, and I'm like, yes, I have, and a few people have said this, and I am going to talk about it when I get the opportunity. And that opportunity for me is when I have product to review and talk about. I've never been one of these channels that's like, all right, let's there's a topic, let's talk around the topic.
You're not jumping on the bandwagon like a lot of people have been. And that is something that, one, I respect the hell out of you for, and two, I didn't respect the hell out of you for until we had our conversation. I was pissed at you for this, and I'm still pissed at quite a few of the larger creators about this, because I know they should be saying something and they're not. But whatever, the conversation that you and I had gave me such a different perspective, and literally there are people in here saying the same thing that I said to you, like Helix saying, no, choosing a Bambu printer from this day forward makes you complicit with them as far as I'm concerned.
That doesn't.
Hold on. And Hybrid Robotics said, I agree. And I said, give Ross a chance. It's important. He is here. One, because if we go off of the math that my comments say, you have a Bambu in your background, so clearly you're paid by them. I have Prusas in my background, so clearly I'm paid by them. So you, sir, are now
I've got Bambu there. I'm paid by them.
Well, there's a Bambu way over there, but you can't see it on camera. So clearly Ross is now the Bambu shill.
I mean, he is wearing the shirt. So.
I am. I made this shirt. This isn't a Bambu shirt. No, like sometimes, you know what? There are channels out, and I do even have respect. At the end of the day, there are people in this world who we all have to make money. We all have to make a living, and we all have to justify it to ourselves, if not the Almighty, at the end of the day. And we've all got to live with that. And I live with myself comfortably. There are other people out there who are quite happy to do stuff. I think a good example would be Uncle Jesse. Uncle Jesse is great at what he does. He's very much the high energy guy. He's really good. He gets the energy across. That's his job. We all know we're getting that going in.
Yep.
I don't disrespect the guy for being more. Yeah, I wish I could do some of that just for the energy thing, but. Regardless, there are some people out there who just do things for money, and I think that's really sad.
Where the hell
I don't know what it is
my
you're holding.
Bontech bottle?
What do you mean you don't know? This is Wargamer.
Oh,
by Fauxhammer, and yes, that's 3D printed.
I couldn't read
the best resin for miniatures. That's and this is a difficult one for me.
It looked like a water bottle. It looked like a water bottle for a second.
You need more resin in your life, but
no, resin is toxic.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Grant,
don't drink it or
about that, because Grant is also the person when we went to Prague asked to get a clean bottle, unused of resin, to use as a water bowl.
I did do
so
that.
Shut up.
Oh,
Yes, I
brilliant.
did. So we actually had an entire merch thing planned out. We were getting samples in for the exact bottles that were used for resin. We were going to make a fake label that looked like a resin label. But then we found out the bottles aren't BPA free, and there's no way we could safely sell them without potentially getting sued. So we dropped that idea very quickly, but damn it, it would have been
I would have
so
still had one.
funny.
I would have still had one.
So funny. And yeah, and Shane was there. He said yes, and he instantly got shot down. Kind of did, but kind of didn't.
I might, you know what? It's given me an idea. Like, it's something I don't want to do, even as a joke, like to encourage it, because somebody out there will copy me and then sue me. And, you know, at the end of the day, my insurance can only pay for so much. But I'm like, yeah, that is the joke I don't want to make. But I might, just for my own personal use. I've got a Eufy Make E1. I might like do a Wargamer label on a drink bottle just to do that joke. But anyway, we're getting off the thing. So
That's
my view was,
the show, by the way.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh,
Yeah.
This is just 3 people with ADHD
Yes.
going,
Yeah.
what? Fine, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
good.
literally halfway through, we'll probably just start talking about food, and then we just secretively change the name from Making Awesome Podcast to Making Sawsome Podcast. That's what
awesome.
happens.
That is incredible. I mean, I've already tried your guys' chili, and I've got to be honest, it was a little bit weak.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the chili, it was the dips, but it was like, ooh, no, some of them did burn for more than I let on. Anyway, but yeah, no, so we had a chat, and it was a case of, I had spent 2 days. Now, I'm just getting on with my life. I'm a normal person outside of the time I spend making my videos and working with my editor. I'm a dad. You know, I've got my wife, I've got my girlfriend, I've got my friends to go out with. I also do painting classes and all that to deal with. So I've got my usual life and sort of a bit of a part-time job. And then I'm just sat there in another Saturday morning, just chilling, getting screamed at in the comments because, why haven't you done a video? You've got a responsibility. You've got to do. And I'm like, and I think what I said to you is like, as somebody who does reviews for a living, I think it'd be incredibly irresponsible of me to suddenly pivot to reactionary content purely for the views on a topic that I don't fully understand myself. I am an observer of this. I don't know it. I don't understand it. I am watching along and asking multiple people what's going off, what's going off. I'm talking to people like people I know, friends who I respect, great channels, Elevated Systems, Figure Feedback, Rising Ape, Tony, I forgot your channel. Oh my God. Yeah, him. I will remember in a minute and I'll shout him out because I love the guy. But does a lot Greedy 3D, thank you. And I talk to those guys. We're in a chat group and we talk all the time. And I'm there trying to ask what is going off, because you've got people like Lewis Rossman doing his Rossman star video and big up, and you know,
very
high
big
energy
drama videos,
very big drama, very high energy, and you know, he's the sort of guy who I don't feel like we're compatible in terms of content I watch. And I'll come on to
Also,
a better example of
minute.
Yeah.
The man talks like
yeah.
I would say
this isn't the thing. Yeah.
Lewis is the only person I can't speed up the video past 66%.
Oh wow!
Like he's the only one I can't go past.
Maybe I should try slowing him down. And this isn't me being anti-Rossman or what he says. I do struggle with him. I think this has been, especially when it sort of like moves on, I think it's been milked a little bit. And I'm kind of like, just do one video, get to the point, and then when you've got a big update, do that. It's felt like the last week that what you've missed, Jacob, is like, oh, here's another one more thing's happened. Here's another.
Is it just people
recap.
rabbiting on about the exact same things with no real new information?
No, there has been new information. It's been like daily updates. There have been regular this.
There are people that are rambling on with no new information.
I will say I'm so glad you're here, because I thought I was going to sound like the apologist for Bambu Lab.
Oh no, I'll take that.
I've got.
He can only hang out with us for like an hour, so don't worry. You'll be the apologist.
Yeah, I've got like 25 minutes, and then it's all you. The people who come in at the end are going to be like, I hate Jacob right now. It's all on me, and I'll take it.
I can take it as well, because again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The fire side, I had a look at it. I'm like, cool, that happened eventually. It was a statistics game.
Yep,
fair enough.
It was always going to be a statistics game.
That's something because again, I'm gonna get back to the kids, but I'm gonna watch that conversation afterwards because it's something again I'm interested in as a laptop technician. When electronics will get hot,
the magic smoke comes out. It happens.
Smoke comes out, and a lot of the time, depending what or around that has been near, you can get fires. I don't know whether or not this is the machine itself, the things around it, has it caused the environment. Again, I'm going to watch that and look. I get, well, there's a teaser, so I'm going to watch that.
Well, but no, I have like a half a dozen of these boards here. All the burned A1. These are actual A1 AC boards. These are the things that are catching fire. Like,
right,
this is the thing that created the fire. But
spoilers.
Yeah, well,
you spoiling it
allegedly, right? Yeah, there is so much nuance to that because the chances of it were very low. We said it was a matter of time. I think it sucks for Bambu that it's coming out right now. Right? If they had maybe a month or two in between these, they probably could, like, you know, get away from this a little bit and not have people just going up there and just beating them, right? They're already in hot water for threatening an open source guy with a guy in Poland with a US law that includes a $50,000 fine and 5 years in federal prison if found guilty of it. But
yeah, good luck trying to enforce that.
Right. A Chinese company tried to enforce a US law for someone in the EU. I know. I'm not a lawyer, so I couldn't go down that path because I don't actually know if there is any precedent to somehow enforce that, but my brain said no. Lawful Masses will be the one that actually does, because he's an actual copyright attorney. I will wait for him to actually comment on it. But yeah, Ross, your entire, like, mindset for this changed. It changed something in me, man. We talked, and there are things that changed for me.
And me too.
Because you're like, I'm just a user, dude. Like, I get it. If Bambu was being bad, then Bambu was being bad. But I'm just a user. It doesn't affect me. I use Bambu Studio. It worked. It's always worked. I don't care. And I'm like, oh shit.
Oh,
wow.
He's right.
Did I take that out of context a bit?
No. Just purely I'm very careful to use the term or not to use the term I don't care. I do care, and that's the divide. So that's the bit where that is the exact crux of where this comes in for me. So I was being told I need to. I have a responsibility to my audience, and I do. I have a responsibility to protect my audience, because my audience, I think the majority of people, especially on the FDM side, is the casual user, the person I would describe as more into 3D printing than 3D printers. And if you want if you want to use the derogatory term, the Flexi Dragon printer.
Although we did have a chat about that Flexi Dragon. We saw. Thanks.
That was insane.
That was good.
I need that link. Actually, I want to print that. It's so good.
Okay. Me too.
But yeah, but again, my hobby isn't 3D printers. My hobby is little miniatures and getting brushes out and painting things and doing that. And I don't get to do my hobby enough anymore because I'm too busy reviewing printers. Which I love. I do love. I'm not shitting on it. I'm so lucky to be in this position. But the crux is people have watched these videos, and we've gone from, if you support Bambu, no, not if you support, if you use Bambu, you are supporting horrible things, companies doing horrible things. And that was the point where I turned around to you and I was like, no, I'll put this up. I'll put up with this from random people on the internet, because again, the internet is a very big place, and you do get caught up in the swirl of headline regurgitation, which is something that frustrates me. And even when people watch my videos and say like, oh, you didn't do this, and I'm like, well, actually watch the video and then comment because you've missed several points. There's a reason I do long form, not shorts. And if you want shorts reviews, go to TikTok. You're not going to get that from my channel. The same reason I struggle to watch Rossman. If you can't watch me, that's fine. We don't need to fall out about it. So what I was saying to you, Grant, was you cannot leap from, for the average consumer, you cannot make that leap from, if you use a Bambu, to you support horrible things happening. Because you both know me and you know me well. Do you think I support changing the terms of sale after a purchase? No. Do you think I support what's happened recently. I'm just trying to put it into a short sentence. Into license poo-pooing
no, you don't.
Exactly. So
but
when
how
I
do you
saw
get
a
that
comment
across
like
to
that,
your audience when this is not the kind of content you make?
And how do I get that across to anybody whose passions are inflamed at the moment without sounding like a Bambu apologist?
That's a very hard position to be in.
There's no way.
It's damn near impossible.
It is the modern equivalent of saying, and I'm sorry because we're three white guys, but it is the not modern equivalent. It is the 3D printer equivalent of saying I'm not racist, but like you're
not wrong. You're really not wrong there. Yeah,
I cannot say anything about this without just fanning the flames. And I don't want to fan the flames. I want to do the opposite. I want to calm it down. And we know we'll calm it down. But what I want to say to people more than anything, or what I want to ask for, which I asked for you, so many people have told me what my responsibility is. And I said to you, Grant, well, what about your responsibility? Your responsibility is to cover this in a way that does not incite a mob and causes people to go out there and insult others for their choice. That is the responsibility.
That is a really
I feel
poignant thing to say, because I've already talked to Grant in the past about the type of tism that Grant has is justice-tism. He wants justice, and it's fair because justice is fair.
Maybe.
But it can sometimes come across inflammatory.
Because
and I'm kind of the opposite. I'm very much it's just a numbers game. Nobody really cares that much. The end user doesn't really care. It is just it's a nothing. It's a and I'm that side. So hearing all your takes on this,
they're refreshing.
Feels really validating, because they're normally what I say, but better worded. Because I'm normally the one that is the outspoken opposite to what Grant says, and then that's where we always butt heads live every Sunday, and it becomes really enjoyable.
Yeah, people love that though, and we tend to find ourselves a bit of a middle ground, and this is exactly what happened with Ross and I. I'm like, oh shit, you're right. I've let the Cuban out too much, and people are getting way more angry than they likely should be. I'm angry about this, and I think I have very valid reasons to be angry, specifically about the fire thing. I have very valid reasons to be angry because I've been warning about it for over a year. I have very valid reasons, in my opinion, to be angry. Did I do a great job of getting that across the user? No, I didn't. Who did? YGK3D. He's in the chat. His video on this, 10 out of 10. YGK3D's video on, now it wasn't on the fire, it was on the open source stuff. Literally 10 out of 10. Like, could not have done it better myself. I said, I don't know if you scripted that, but if you did a script on that, you did amazing. And if you did off the cuff, I'm quitting because I can't compete with this.
Yeah, I need to jump in and say that. I was texting him earlier today.
There's the video for people that want it.
Sent a chat. Yeah, everybody, like, don't go now. Like, you just save the link. Jacob, you need to go and watch that. If you want an update
saving
on what
the link already.
Yeah, absolutely. That is one of. I am jealous of
Me too.
His ability to create videos. I wish I could do a video that good.
And the little animations. They were so good. His little, slight spoilers, but nothing really. He did a whole bit of like being a robber. It was a great bit. Like it flowed really, really, really well.
Yeah. And this is the thing. It's like, I think what I loved about him, and I'm glad you brought him up, because like I saw Rossman's first take on it, and I was like, right, okay, the person I miss right now is Teaching Tech, Michael.
Dude,
oh my God,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
like if he had anything to say, it would have been very measured.
So YGK is the non-Australian Teaching Tech.
Yeah, I agree. Like anybody, for all of the audience Michael has, if you followed Michael, you need to be following YGK3D.
I agree.
Like there was a point, because when Michael left was the time I did my one ever talking head video. Well, my pretty much one ever. The one that was like, just the passions in me are inflamed, because my tism is lack of objectivity-tism, which is why I struggle with Rossman. because it's one-sided. And it's a case of, look, there are always two sides. There's always, and Bambu has a side. Again, I am not defending them, but I think a lot of what has been missed here is the stupidity of their communication. And right now, the argument that I see is they're talking over each other. One side is AGPL, the other one is terms of use. I think we all know who is going to be looking as in the right here at the end of the day, but we're now at cross paths and it's a complete mess. YGK3D's video nails it.
Absolutely nails it.
But it's this sort of thing. So we fell out, and again, on that lack of objectivityism, it was like, no, you can't say that if we choose a Bambu printer, we are inherently evil. And that's the bit where I'm going to protect my audience, because if anybody goes into my comments and starts bad-mouthing people who've gone, I like this printer, I enjoy it, I have a good time with it, those people who are going to insult them aren't welcome, because they're not the problem. They're not the enemy.
Yeah, the users are never the enemy of this. And on top of that,
they're not.
Saying people support anything because they buy their products is actually an overreaction on itself, because it's fanboyism. Like, I don't care if you like NVIDIA, you like AMD, they still make good products. I don't care if you like Bambu Lab or you like Prusa, they're still good products. It's why
NVIDIA is a great example.
It is, because you've got this fanboyism over NVIDIA and AMD, and one of them's better than the other. And in reality, nobody cares.
NVIDIA
Buy
is a great
what
example.
you like, and that is it.
NVIDIA is a great example because the shit they've pulled in the industry.
There you go.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the fanboyism. It is like how bad they've been to the consumer, and the consumer's like, please, daddy, give me more. Daddy Jensen, give me more.
Can I have a 7080? Like, when we think of NVIDIA and AMD, we compare them to, like, they've all got their different things, but we think of them as graphics cards companies, don't we? And
yeah,
and
they're not.
when
they're companies.
they're not
anymore.
They're not. They're AI companies, not anymore. But we think of them as graphics cards companies. Yeah, NVIDIA has done some shit. Like, we've had, I believe we've had this exact same AGPL argument with them and Linux, pretty much.
Yeah,
a comparative one.
Yep.
Now, the amusing thing to me is if NVIDIA couldn't sort that, how the hell do we have any chance that Bambu are gonna like be the ones that suddenly get a ruling for this? This is the bit. So,
and that's what I wanted to focus on, was the entire bit of NVIDIA have pulled a ton of shit, like really dodgy stuff, but people still don't blame the people who buy their graphics cards.
No.
Don't do that in this industry. Don't run off to other people's channels or into forums and be like, oh, you bought Bambu Lab, that must mean you love X, Y, and Z. No, shut up.
Literally, the guy that I had to ban from the channel earlier talking like that. I won't say what he said because we're on air, but it was look, he was connecting enough lines that I thought he was it Charlie Day with all the red lines, right? It's like, dude, get over it. You know, it's like, you know, like, I never blame the user unless they are apologizing for the company. That's and that is where I've watched a particular user constantly try to defend and apologize effectively for a company. And I finally gave myself, I can't keep my mouth shut anymore. And I didn't. And that is how, I guess, you're now here on the show. So I'm going to call it a win.
Thanks, Bob. Well, it's good to hang out with you. Like, I used to be on a podcast a while ago about wargaming. Someone actually told me I'm the guy who killed that podcast, which might be true. So let's see what happens to yours. But to be fair, it's been over a year since it ended, and I forgot about it. Like, they're still my friends, but yeah. So weirdly, I just want to come to something. Hybrid Robotics put something in the chat that I think is a really good comment I want to reply to.
Sure.
So they have put, I don't know, he, she, they have put Bambu Lab does not care about the 3D printing community. Okay, tell me any Eastern brand that does.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, there's a difference between what they appear to do and what they are aiming for. But on top of that, if they're just a company entity and you think of them as an emotionless void, that's a company. No company actually cares about the community. They want money. End of
they
conversation.
do. A
ends
company
there.
wants money. I think you've made a good point with Snapmaker. I would counter that. Not Snapmaker.
It's only because of Blaine.
I wasn't going to name him, but yeah,
I'll name him.
Blaine is. If it wasn't for Blaine, I don't think the U1 would be where it is.
Blaine immigrated to China. He was born in the States.
Yes,
so
he was.
He grew up with a more community mindset. And you explained it to me. Scotty from Strange Parts had explained it to me as well. Because it still upsets me that Bambu doubled down on this whole thing, where they tried to paint themselves as the victim in all of this. That Pavle was like doing all these reverse engineering things when all he did was copy and paste some code. Like he didn't reverse engineer shit. And the conversations that I have with people are like, look, that is not them trying to dig a grave for a user. It's them trying not to have themselves be dug into a grave.
Yes,
it is
yes.
all about the
in
way
a bad
that
way
they look, and they need to make sure they maintain their look. And it is unlikely that they will ever admit fault on this, because then they have to admit they did something wrong, and that is a big no-no.
No, in that culture,
Asian
in that culture,
yeah.
Yes, and that's the thing that people. I mean, people have missed a few things in this, and it's never, even the best videos have never kind of looked at it the other way. And again, I'm going to preface this because I don't want any of this clip to be like,
I'm going to clip it, I'm going to edit it.
Yeah.
So, no, it's fine.
Bambu's the best. Bambu's the best. I like Bambu printers. I love Bambu printers. They're amazing. I don't think anyone's. Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah, I love
even the
printers.
People. But for anyone who's going out there going, oh, that means you support horrible things. Again, no. And respectfully, for anyone out there going, who's new to this whole thing of you can love the company, but not so much the brand's behavior. No offense, guys. I've been a Warhammer gamer for the last 20 plus years.
Trust me, we all know about our hatred of Games Workshop and love of them at the same time.
There we go. We love their products. We hate the company. So respectfully, anybody who is having a go at Bambu, blah, 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 get in the queue, all right? Because I've got 2 decades and a massive company to get an answer from.
Yep.
It's not going to happen. But you're right. It's a cultural difference. It is a cultural difference, and these companies will not ever admit fault.
No.
Even when I speak to them, candidly and privately. But in conversations, NDA level discussions, and I'm like, guys, you messed this up. And I'm like, look, you messed this up. Well, actually, our engineers think, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's just not how they're wired. It's like telling us to breathe underwater. I can't think of a Western thing that just wouldn't work the same way the other way around.
Oil and water don't mix, brother.
Exactly.
But oil and blood apparently do.
Okay, then.
Okay. Of course, the American would know that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is a great American way to describe this? Oil. Yep.
Oil and blood. The 2 cornerstones of
American civilization.
I need to preface this with like a lot of what we say here are jokes, because again, I've been on a podcast before where people are taken seriously. Hopefully, the audience understand at the very least better. What is
like
for all viewers. There's more British humor coming out. So if you're not in the UK and you can't pick up on the heavy levels of sarcasm we use, this is all jokes.
Yeah, look,
it is. Yeah.
There are
We're talking serious things, keeping it light.
There are 324 people watching, only 86 likes. That's the criminal thing going on here.
Ooh.
And Shane says this is a joke alert on screen. We would never take the alert off screen.
No, the entire stream is a joke.
Like
we're joking, being professional YouTubers. That's what we do.
This is an opportunity for us to have legitimate, real conversations without having all of the editing stuff, right? Where we can have a 20-minute conversation about something and not have to edit it to 60 seconds, right? Because if people want live, they want those conversations. They don't want it edited down.
Yeah, exactly that.
And that's the key thing. That's why we've had the podcast. The podcast is still existing because of the live conversations. That, and I don't want to pay to have them edited before we post them, even though we're doing that.
Yeah, no, yeah. So
You're doing that though. You're doing that. You can't complain against it
They're
now.
expensive. They're like
They are, but they look amazing.
they do look amazing.
They really do.
We have it. If you want a more sweet and condensed version of the show, go look at the Making Awesome channel on YouTube. It's linked in the description. I think we're on 241 over there.
Yep.
We're editing from like the early 200s through to current into much more condensed episodes.
The quality is so much higher.
Let me give you some sound bites for when you screw me over in the edit. Bambu are awesome. You're all wrong. Everybody get out of here. If you don't like Bambu, you're a dickhead. There you go. Use all them.
And clipped.
Brilliant.
So I don't know. I guess, Ross, you probably don't know this. We actually have two setups in OBS right now. We have one that's the regular 3-piece screen, but then I have a vertical one that I click a button and it saves the last 3 minutes of what we said. So those get cut into short form. Don't worry. I will make sure that those, that's more of the joke short form stuff.
It's all right. There's already people in the comments shared those on Twitter or whatever it is.
It kind of is what it is, but I do think it's important, and your perspective to me really kind of changes, because I think I was more mad at the situation that, especially with the fire, it was all preventable. It was all preventable. All they had to do was get in front of it. We've warned them over and over and over again. What happened is completely and 100% preventable. And it upsets me that nothing was done. It's like, I look at the way like Rossman handles it. He's very matter-of-fact, kind of like an autism brain dump on it. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're expecting it. But Rossman is a champion of open source and has actually had like laws written and pushed because of the work that he's done. So he picked this up because of the open source. He's now going, I don't know if you saw, he's going after FlashForge now. Their latest update of their Orca comes with ads.
Sorry, what?
Yep. For Meshi AI, of all things.
I don't think I need to tell anyone that's a terrible idea to include ads in your software.
Wait, hang on. Have you checked, and again, this is the one, have you checked this yourself? Because Rossman said, like, I've been talking to Jeremy from Figure Feedback about this, because Taylor mentioned to it earlier, and I had a quick listen. So there is an ad, but it's only on one. It's not like filled with ads, and apparently it's only on one screen. And the claim that the machines no longer work with Orca may not be correct, because if I go back.
So
I want to say it's in the chat, but I think it's an AD5. He's got an AD5, a 5M or a.
I think it's the X people were talking about a lot.
AD5 actually.
Nonetheless, like, I will tell you, if it involves the cloud, I will never test it, because all of our machines are air gapped. I don't care if they're made by Prusa, Bambu. But I don't care if we made them.
You're not the use case.
Correct. We are not the average use case. We will never test that stuff. But even if the ad is only on one screen, why, like, it's not there on Orca Slicer. So why?
You know what? If it's on one screen, I'm fine with it.
But how much money are they getting for that I'm not getting now? And that's ridiculous.
But if it's a dedicated button and they click it and they don't have it, isn't it just saying you need to log in anyway, just a worse version of an ad? If you're already logged in with it, wouldn't the ad disappear? It's less of an ad, it's a functionality with you could get this functionality if you had this. We've linked the softwares. If they've handled it like that, I actually don't see that as a problem.
I will have to see how intrusive it is for myself, and that's why we haven't talked. This is literally my first time publicly talking about it, and I had no intention of making a video about it because it doesn't matter.
No, you know what I see it as? On Orc Slicer, when you go to the device tab and you haven't connected a device, you get your little GIF of how to connect your device. I see it in the same way as that. You click the button for the AI software, and if you don't have it, it gives you a little GIF, which is an advert for that thing. I have no problem with that. As long as it's not in your face, being, you're going to watch this so we can earn money, then I'm fine with it.
Here is, and I know you have to go soon, Ross, but here's the thing that I want to publicly, I said it in the video, but I know a lot of people are like, you cuss too much. Fine. The thing I want to make publicly clear is that we are not stopping with Bambu. This AGPL stuff does not stop with Bambu. Everybody else is going under the microscope, because if we stopped with Bambu, we would be the hypocrites that all the Bambu apologizers are talking about.
Yeah,
right?
thank you.
If you only choose one company to go after, you are, in my opinion, you're part of the problem. But if you're going after everybody, and as far as I'm concerned, after Bambu, I'm going to Prusa. I'm checking. And if they're wrong, I'm going to hold them accountable, because damn it, it matters. Once we can set a precedent, the precedent has to be set first, right? Once the Software Freedom Conservancy, the SFC, finishes their investigation with Bambu, I want to work with them. I've already reached out to them, and you know, we're trying to make something work, but I want to go next to Prusa. There have been a lot of complaints about Prusa and their open source, and it's time they get audited. They were one of the champions of open source. They're not anymore. And it's time that people make sure they're following the rules, because if they're not, they need to be made to follow the rules. Because if they're going to bitch and moan, well, if the owner wants to complain against...
and he does.
If he wants to complain against Bambu, fine. But you better make sure your ducks are in a row too. Because if they're not, homie, pot calling the kettle black over there. Okay.
I think, to be fair, Joe is one of those guys, and I've not spoke to Joe. I've told you, like, Joe, he makes me nervous, because as much as I'm very overt in person, you've seen me, Jacob, I'm quite introvert. I'm a war gamer. We're all weird.
Boy, who knew?
Yeah. It's what got us identically to each other was we were like, oh, we have the Warhammerism. We're going to get along fine.
We sort of like edged sideways closer together, and then met eyes, and you were like, hi, I make printers. And I'm like, hi, I make colour printers. 2 seconds later, we're like full energy, like two fucking dogs sniffing each other's arse for the first time. It was brilliant. No, that was later.
It was great.
I might have seen them do that too. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, we did have a cameraman, so
yeah.
Oh wait, no, that was me.
Yeah. But no, it does. It comes back to this thing. And to be fair to Joe, like, he has two sides. One, Christ, with his company and with the machines they're putting out at the moment, which are not as feature rich or as price competitive as the alternate things on the market. My God, some of the times that he comments on Twitter, I do kind of want to respond and go, mate, people in glass houses, like, you just want to be careful what you're saying. But I also trust he is someone who, if you went and audited him, he would turn around and say, all right, go on then. And if you find anything, well, I think you told me, didn't you, Grant?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So he is someone I think would be, yep, go on, audit me. If you find anything, we'll sort it out. Not protective. And this is where we can be more relatable to that brand. And I think that, you know, it's the elephant in the room. We don't want to be xenophobic to another culture, but at the same time, when something is easier, there's a reason everybody got pissed off when call centers moved to India, because it makes the process more difficult when it's hard to understand the person you're talking to. I have got no issue talking to people in a call center being from India if I can get my problem sorted.
Amen.
But it easily and swiftly. So this comes back to what I was saying. So my audience, I feel, and my responsibility is more the casual user. So by that, I mean the Flexi Dragon printer, the guy down the street, the guy, you know, somebody down the street, your sister's uncle, your a colleague at work.
The person who doesn't know how to print, but they know how to use Bambu handy.
The appliance user.
The appliance
user. Yeah, the appliance
user.
user.
That's a great way. Yeah. My mate Graham the other day, who I used to work with, see him occasionally over the last 10 years. And he was like, I want a printer. And I was like, well, I've got a P2S here I'm not using anymore. Do you want that? He's like, yeah, all right, we'll sort that out. And there we go. He's well happy because he's got a great printer that works. I'm happy because I've recommended a mate a good printer. Does he care about any of this AGPL stuff?
No.
Sorry. No, he doesn't. And this is the thing. So as much as it's true, and I'm not saying, oh, so we should just not care. That's not the same thing. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the Bambu user, the appliance user, doesn't care.
No, they don't.
And this is the thing. So as much as, and I said to you, Grant, like, I admire your passion and I admire your drive. And I am glad people like you exist to to stop this thing happening, to stop breaches of license and things like that. I think if Bambu made their own slicer back in the day, no one would care. We would not be having this argument.
Nope.
Because even the walled garden, we accept it because we know it going in.
It's a damn good walled garden too.
It is. It's a beautiful garden.
They did it right. They're the first company to do the walled garden right.
They did. There's tulips, there's fucking chrysanthemums, even that honeysuckle stuff that smells great. They've done it right. You know, and that is no different to the amount of people out there who would choose an iPhone, who would choose a Switch 2 over a Steam Deck. I've got both. And those people exist, and they're right to they should be allowed to choose the product that makes their life more convenient without being insulted for it. That is what they've got the right to do. They have that right. Yep. They should be informed that this is something that you want to be aware of, because I do think, especially in the West, maybe it's not something that happens so much in the East, but in the West, there's a guy called Simon Sinek who did a TED Talk called The Golden Circle. We don't buy what you do, we buy why you do it, which is why Apple explains what they do. They don't go, oh, we've made a laptop. They go, we want to make your life easier. And they sell you on that.
That's right.
And that is so true. And Bambu are doing that thing and that approach. Now, if you don't want to support Bambu because you don't want to be in the walled garden, or you don't want to support a company who behaves the way they behave, that's absolutely fine. Don't buy it. But it stops there. It stops there. You don't insult people. You inform people, you advise people, you tell people, but you don't say, well, if you're doing this, you're supporting and enabling that. Even though it's true, yes, indirectly you are. Yeah. You are. Because you are feeding the company that is doing the bad thing.
But it's not the user's fault the company's doing the bad thing.
It's not the user's fault the company's doing the bad thing at all.
That was like, I'm like, oh shit, you're totally right. Crap. And that is exactly kind of the way that went for me for like the first hour of our talk. And then we were just hanging out for the rest of it. But, you know, for that first hour, I'm like, oh crap, he's right. So like, we have some updates that we're going to be releasing, you know, kind of SFC getting involved and things like that. Because again, I think it is my duty as someone who's been covering a lot of this from the beginning for us to make sure that we continue to educate. But I am committing to be lower energy on them and less kind of angry at the at the company.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, because that's part of you've got to be like people.
I'm still gonna rant. Don't worry. That's gonna
for your passion. We need people like you to remain passionate.
But I don't want users who are finding us for the first time thinking that I'm mad at them, because I'm not.
That's right.
I'm not mad at them. Now, if these are,
it's easy enough just to add caveats to everything you say. It's like, I'm not mad at the user, but the company needs to buck up. Like, there's ways you can still be angry and still say it's okay to buy their products. Like there is a difference, because like I get frustrated at several companies, and I immediately go back and buy more plastic crack from them. Like you can have both realities playing out at the same time. Like I am pissed at Bambu Lab for more reasons than any consumer ever will be, because they destroyed my bloody SEO, because my Google search was supposed to be the Bambu 3D printer and they bloody stole it. And I have all of these other reasons, but I still recommend for my cousins to buy a Bambu Lab. I don't have to like the company to say the product is good, the ecosystem is good.
Maybe not the A1 right now.
I will still recommend the A1.
I'll recommend the A1.
And you know why? Because it's a statistics game.
Well,
and it's all about that. Like, their plastic in their body
you would advise them though, right? You would say, look, there's this concern happening.
Yeah, I'd say put it on a hardwood table, not a plastic table that could burn.
I would advise them to just.
Well, that's true of any printer.
That's fair. And it's funny. A lot of people are like, wait, really? I'm like, yes, it adds mass. It shuts the printer off.
Yes.
Do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, just check it. Does it have the NTC? No? Great. As far as we can tell, that makes it safe. NVS1_Cincy said, so if you find there is no AGPL violation, will there be apologies? You damn right there will be. I even said it in the fire video. If we find that this fire was not caused by the NTC, I will make a formal public apology with a formal correction, and we will make sure that it is well known that we were wrong. Because it is important, in my opinion, if we are going to be talking about the news, that we report when we're wrong as well. If we continue to double down, well, then I'm sorry. We're like the bad actors we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I've just seen
really
another
well
comment
done.
from, I want to say Millin 3D Studio, who just put a really good joke in the comments. They put, I recommend the Spark XI7. It's just a better A1. That is hilarious. I absolutely, I nearly don't. Yeah, no, I'm taking the piss. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I don't know if
that's a Britishism.
That is, yeah, it's a Britishism. I'm being sarcastic. Sorry, I needed to explain that. No, I thought it was more widely known that my issues with Creality started around my. So I got a shitty Spark XI7. I did say in my video you'll probably get a decent one, but I called Creality out more on, as I say, the marketing than the product, which is you're releasing too many printers. Nobody knows what's good, what's bad.
They used my branding.
Yeah, exactly. The reason why,
which is fixed now.
Did they? Bloody hell!
Yeah, they called it.
They did.
They called it the 3D Musketeers. I'm like, come on, come on! You knew what you were doing. They finally did remove it though. They finally did remove it.
Yeah. So sorry again. I'm just going to apologise to that viewer. I wasn't calling you out. I was making a joke, and it was at his expense. Sorry, their expense. But no, like with Creality, like I said, I don't do talking head videos. And again, they pissed off my objectivity-tism because my passion is I don't know open source, I don't know licensing, I don't know software. I'm following this on, but what I do know is bullshit, and I know that I want to be an objective reviewer, and they would not let me. Yep. They tried to pressure me directly. That's why and I experienced it, and that's it. And it's not just me. I don't know if you've experienced it. It's multiple creators. I won't name and shame, but multiple people I was talking to around that time.
Too.
Yeah. And they tried to apply pressure to say better things about our printer, and even told me the only reason why Bambu are better is because it's written into the contract, which I want to say here and now is utter bullshit. I have signed 3 NDAs with Bambu. Not one of them has said you must say anything or even give us a thingy before. And if anybody needs case in point, have a look at my X2D video. I ripped that thing to pieces. Some will say in irrelevant ways. I don't think I was wrong. I promise you, I am dead certain I will still get whatever the next Bambu printer is. I mean, because they respect my critique.
None of my contracts with them have ever required me to be nice, but I've also never had contracts with them, so.
Well, there you go. But even that, like, I changed my X2D video because I didn't know the price. I was fucking ill when I wrote it, and my recommendation was like, you'd be better off getting the P2S or the H2S. And I said that because I got a heads up of the price point midway through that was wrong, and it was nearer $1,000. And I was like, you'd be better off spending less money and getting less machine or a little bit more money. And that was completely wrong. So I redid the video. I said to my rep, I said, look, I'm going to redo this Bambu video. And he said, you do what you want. Just you make it clear that we have not asked you to do this. I said, yeah, that'll be in the disclaimer up front. This is on me. I've done it. He's like, fine, because we don't want any of that fucking drama again with people accusing this as us saying. I'm like, no, this is on me. They have been straight with me. All of the brands have been straight with me, bar Creality, and that pissed me off. Because
I've heard the same.
Yeah.
I've even had emails from them. Basically not realizing I was a manufacturer, thinking I was just the YouTuber side, and they didn't even send over the contract, and it was already, you've got to have like 6 review processes where you're not allowed to talk about anything negative. I'm like, nah, that's not a review at that point. That's a paid ad.
Yeah,
that is a paid ad. And that's the thing. It's like you go back to them. Now, I'll be honest, people ask me about this all the time. There's probably only, like, Bambu have done NDAs for all of their pre-release products. So anything I've had before release, I've signed an NDA for. Anycubic have never once sent me a pre-release NDA agreement. Elegoo have never once sent me one. Creality have never sent me one. Snapmaker, I don't remember them sending me one. But yeah, like even Hagears didn't send me one. They were very Oh no, they did for the original Reflex. And they originally said, it did originally say, like, we need to see this. And I went back and went, no, if you want coverage on this channel, no. And then they went, all right, and sent me the printer anyway. Whereas I imagine there are other creators who have read those agreements, seen other videos and gone, oh, I guess they must have signed it too. So do that. So if you are a creator out there or an aspiring creator, you can say no.
Yes.
And especially like, not to be arrogant, and I am so lucky to have the size of the channel I have, but you know, I am lucky to now be in the position of go, no, if you want coverage on this channel, I'm not doing that. I'm not signing it. And I think other than Haygears originally and a laser company, nobody else has ever asked me to send them a video early, approve a video, do any of these things. So it's all smoke and mirrors. And I'm sick of hearing those comments as well. Like, you only do this because you get paid. You only do that because you get paid. And it's like, no, I wish I got fucking paid at this point with the amount of shit I get.
I wish Prusa was paying me to make these videos about Bambu, but no, I'm not being paid, because if we were, we would legally have to disclose it, or we're committing 3-letter organization federal crimes. And I've said it many times. My entire goal in life is to not have any negative interactions with any 3-letter organizations. In fact, I just want to minimize my interactions with 3-letter organizations, period. And the FTC are the ones that cover this issue of paid reviews and things like that. You can't do it. Right? Yeah. I work way too much for the federal government to get away with any of this crap. Yep. Maybe some of the younger, you know, less experienced guys are willing to do the things that we won't.
I wouldn't.
That's on them.
I wouldn't.
But
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
because
absolutely not.
I built this channel off the belief that if you are just straight with people, they will trust you. People they appreciate it, and people don't want that high sales approach anymore.
No.
Like if I go
you can pick it out. If you only did a glowing through the ass review, it stinks because it is glowing through the ass, and you can pick up on it.
So many people. So many people watch my reviews and go, you're so negative, you're so negative. And I'm like, here's how I approach reviews. I approach reviews as though I'm the watcher. I'm looking at the product. And if I go to a review of any product, maybe something cheap, I bought Applaud yesterday, I'm sending it back. It's fucking shite. I'm sorry for anyone who uses one. I had a go. It's terrible. But I apologize for the profanities. But I go to Amazon. The first thing I click is the 1-star review.
Yep.
Because I want to know what the worst I can possibly experience is, and then go, am I happy with that?
Review. Because normally the 1-star reviews are just ones that hate the product for no reason.
And that's why I'm like,
2-star gives you a good review, because it's, I don't like this product because of all of these reasons. And that's what I go for. Is like, when I'm seeing a review, I don't want to hear that it's the best printer on the planet.
Yeah.
Because everyone says that. I want to know what the negatives are so I can see if I can live with them.
Exactly that. So that's what I want my videos to be, because I don't want to sit there going, and I get so many things like, they gave you a free printer and you shit on it. And I'm like, well, if I don't tell you what the bad things are, then I'm not a critic. Yeah. And the other one that makes me laugh, I've started enjoying replying to this because it shuts everyone up. This is now my full-time job. The amount of people, when I say I don't get paid to do reviews, the amount of people who say, you did get paid, you got a free printer. So here's an example. I got the X2C. It's right here. It's here. So you can see I haven't sold it. So that's $2,000 in UK money. But let's say I sold it. It's a used machine. So we're already down to 1,500. I can't post it because then I'd have to disassemble it, get it back in the box safely and do all that. So someone needs to pick it up locally. Then I have to pay tax on it. So it's 1,200 quid. Now, in order to do that video, it took me probably 60 working hours. Then my editor may have spent 20 hours on it, 20 to 30 hours on it. So that's 90 man hours for £1,200. That's less than minimum wage.
Yeah, we lose money on these reviews. Like, people don't understand how little. Like, okay, yes, we got a free printer. Cool.
We do, and it sounds amazing.
It does, but then you realize the amount of work you have to do. It's like, oh shit, right? I actually have to work to this.
And then the other one is what is it? It's if you spent your own money, you'd understand it better. So again, going off what I've just said, I am completely dispassionate about the value of these, because other than this one and my H2D that I actually use in the office, because I choose Bambu printers. I have chosen Bambu printers. I'm not going to lie about that because they do it well. Other than my 2 snapmakers, which one my daughter uses and one's down
they're
there.
so good.
I love them so much.
They're so good.
They are. Tool changes are the future. That's a different topic. But yeah, the attitude of people who are like, if you paid your own money, you'd be more honest. No, because if I paid my own money, there's a very good chance that either I'd be trying to justify a purchase, or I would be so disappointed that I'd wasted my money on it, I would be extra negative. So you can't say people who buy them themselves are more. It's just not true. I feel like I'm a professional. I do this for the audience. That's what I do it for. And I have to do it for the audience because if I start shelling, they won't trust me. And I need them to trust me. So they click my affiliate links and then I earn.
Right.
That's the only way that I fucking earn money.
That's right.
So this is just me getting. Thank you guys. This has been a good. It's been cathartic. But yeah. So
bro, we've said this so many times. I had someone in my comments say, "Well, Consumer Reports doesn't buy. Consumer Reports buys everything that they review. They have over 5 million paid subscribers to their platform. If I had over 5 million paid subscribers at even $1 a month, you can bet your sweet ass I'd be buying the machines myself too.
Same.
But then I'd also be running ads for some whatever company at $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a pop. So yeah, of course they can afford it. And yes, there are people like Project Farm who started, by the way, if you don't know Project Farm, phenomenal review channel. Nothing about 3D printing though, but very good review channel. If you're looking to buy tools, great channel. Yeah. He buys everything himself. He played a numbers game. Unless you are independently wealthy or have other money coming in, you have a finite amount of time before you hit 0. And if your bank account hits 0 before you start making enough on affiliate commissions, on views, whatever it may be, you're done. That's it. Or you're just going to continue to operate in the negative because you want to. And I'm sorry, at the end of the day, these are businesses for us. Right? That doesn't mean that we're going to take a printer that we didn't like and present it as positive so we can get the affiliate money. The affiliate money at the end of the day doesn't pay the bills. Well, okay, a couple of times it has, but most of the time it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Because the thing is, you've got to think that people have to, remember to click them. It's harder now because you've got to click the read more tab or go to the first comment. Then you've got to click it. Then you've got to buy it. Like they say it's within a 30-day window, but like I think it's unless you go directly through the process after the first click. Because what you'll probably do is click it and go, oh, there's the price. Cool. Have a think about it. Then later you go back to Bambu on your phone because everyone's buying Bambu printers. They're the best. And then you buy it from there. So it's like if I get 100,000 views and 10% click those links, is that 1,000? That's 10,000 clicks. And then and then
we make what? So 5%. 5% on even an H2C at $2,500 US. 5% of that is what? $125. Like
it's not a lot.
That's not nothing, but
no. But it is a rounding error.
Yeah, and it's a rounding error for the person making the comment. It's like the confidence.
I'm not under an NDA for this. The Core 1L. Core 1L, we did the minute the embargo was over, we went live, we did an unboxing and first test of it. We sold, I think it was like 38 or 39 machines in that stream.
On the launch.
Yeah, on the launch day, right? So like it's when everybody wants to go and look at content. And yes, that was one of the best financial streams we've ever had. But that money did not even sustain the editing cost of this channel for 1 month. And so, it's one video, Grant. You're right. It is only one video. But most of the videos are a completely other side of the thing where you don't see a lot of it. We are not pushing affiliate because I believe affiliate's kind of a means to an end for a lot of people. And affiliate does in some extent, like, well, you know, if I really flame these guys, we're not going to get shit from them.
Honestly,
well,
as
too
a
bad.
manufacturer, that is what we look at affiliates like. Affiliates
Yes.
are a way to kind of bribe you without bribing you, getting
Yep.
around the bribery protection laws.
Yep.
It's a
That's
fair
literally
exchange, though.
how we see it.
It is a fair
It is
exchange.
a fair exchange.
It is a completely
so
fair
long as
exchange.
so long as you are being altruistic with what you're telling people, it's a fair exchange. I'm going to be straight with you. If me being straight with you about this product and these products was helpful, I would appreciate you using that, because that then comes back to me, and that's how I can fund the channel. For me, it's a balance of views, members, and affiliates, and it's doing this. And this is the first time in my life I've ever run a business for myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't got a business manager, and it's just kind of like that. But it's these comments, and it's you. When I told you to go F yourself, it was like I'd spent a day, because I find that when there's these dramas, everyone becomes extra salty. And it's summer, it's hot, people are getting fed up a bit easier. And then they go to the YouTube comments. And I even said to someone the other day, I'm like, did you wake up in a bad mood, or
there is
you
some
just a dick?
absolute vitriol on those YouTube comments?
But it's fun to troll the trolls. We agree
fun.
with this. It's fun to troll the trolls.
Yeah.
Half my enjoyment
so
every
good.
day is going through the YouTube comments, just seeing how you've responded to people. Because I'm like,
yeah. And when
is
somebody
fun.
is a dick, I'll call them a dick. Like, and don't be surprised. I spend my life calling out these printers over the bloody bedsides. Like, I will spend 10 minutes whinging about the bedsides of a printer. Don't be surprised that if I take 2 minutes of my day to call you a dick when you're a dick.
Amen.
So, yeah, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Grant, we don't agree on the Bambu thing, but we're not falling out, are we?
But I think
we do.
We came to a very positive middle ground on all of this, where I'm an old soul in this community, right? I've been doing this since 2008. My connection with open source is visceral. Right?
Yeah.
I recognize that we're moving away from it. And while, sure, I can be the old man yelling at the cloud. Yeah, you know, real cloud or not, right? It is, I still have to maintain the fact that not everybody's like me. And if I sit there and get pissed, people like when I get mad, because they're like, oh yeah, that's right, he's half Cuban, and even though he's white as a picket fence, you know, yeah, I'm half Cuban, guys. Like, I can post family photos and prove to you that there's Cuban lineage in my family, but I should probably approach it closer to YGK than I have been. And
why not both? Like, honestly, like
then it looks fake.
Also, at the same time, like, outrage bait does do good YouTube, because now you're doing a business question between you. As long as you're not being like inflammatory for the sake of being inflammatory,
no.
Then, well, I mean, I've told you how many times that you need to make your thumbnails more clickbait.
Yep,
you refuse to do it, and this is the biggest thing. Is the first thing people see is the first 10 seconds of your video and your thumbnail. It needs more clickbait, and you won't do it. But now you're saying like you want to tone it back a bit. Like, no, the Grant rants is half the enjoyment.
You need that. It is.
I'm sorry, I'm not loyal Moses. Ooh.
Oh, I'm not touching that.
2 times in 2 weeks that I've shit on him, but I'm fine with that.
No, I mean,
it's fine.
Be respectful of people I respect, so I'm not going to comment on that.
And thank you to Zombie Hedgehog.
Not that he's one of them.
44 months in a row. He said, thanks for being honest. Pezliz for 17 months saying, thanks for Sunday morning entertainment. Pagan Wizard joining for basic support. And then Zombie Hedgehog for a $5 saying, as an engineer, I absolutely overall love Bambu hardware, but with machines like the U1 nailing open source and great prints, I'm all for the shift. And you know what? I agree. I am curious to see what the repairability of like the H2C actually is. You know,
I don't even want to try.
No, okay. Engineering
I'm sure it's gonna happen.
Now,
it's over-engineered and it's kind of great.
I've had it in my hands.
It is.
I've also cheated by just watching Adam's teardown of everything, Vector 3D stuff.
Yep.
And I will never repair that machine if it ever goes wrong, because it is overcomplicated. And that is the benefit of Bambu Lab, is they've gone DJI because they're at the scale. They can close everything down and overcomplicate things.
Yep.
And there's one point I wanted to get on, which was Zombie Hedgehog's U1 nailing open source. A lot of the industry, now this might be a spicy topic, a lot of the industry will keep open source alive Because they can't afford to buy their own developers. They're relying on the community's labor to make the technology better.
That's a
None
really
of the technology in the U1,
except for the guy they just hired.
That's true. They did just bring on one of the full spectrum devs.
Again, like Full Spectrum was open source, and they've hired him to take his knowledge.
And this is the beauty of it for me. Like I love the
That's
U1, but again, it's like it's a very good take, and this is where it's important. Like Bambu have done the right thing to capture the market look.
Yes.
When it comes, all that it would take to overthrow Bambu would be for another company to basically copy what they're doing, directly copy it, because you can. Don't copy the Vortec. I don't think the Vortec will exist beyond this generation.
No, it's stupid.
It's great because it works with the AMS and you've got that versatility of color. But having used a U1, it is rare that I get.
Good.
I started a print this morning, actually, because the kids want fidget spinners. And I said, I can do it. And I started it, and it was a 3-color print. And I got home after it had been printing for 5 hours, and I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I letting it do? So I cancelled the print and thought, I could just print this in 3 parts. I was being lazy. And I'm like, it's much easier. Or I could have printed it on my U1, which I didn't think about at the time because it had the wrong colors and I was being extra lazy. But the U1 is great, but Snapmaker are not taking advantage of the opportunity they gave themselves. Because yes, the U1's great, but what we need from here is they need to build out that ecosystem. And I don't just mean a marketplace, and I don't just mean the slicer. I mean, I am currently, I've got a prop right here. So I am currently doing a video for them where, they're connected, where I'm testing these. These are their recommended. Is the Polymaker dry box with a Snapmaker logo. I don't even think it's got a Snapmaker. Oh yeah, it has Snapmaker logo.
Yeah, it does.
These are their recommended filament solution, and these are the worst thing you could possibly use. So you've got to push the filament out here for one. It's got this lovely hygrometer in the front, but if you push this out and then it needs to go directly from here or from the top into the back, round the back of the machine. You've got to manually feed it in and then turn off the auto buffers on the side. If you want to use the buffers, you feed it out the side. But then the problem is these are at the back where the hygrometer is, so they're round that way. You can't put the hygrometer in that side. So these are the exact opposite and wrong thing. Nope.
I thought you could.
Nope, absolutely cannot.
Okay.
So these are the exact wrong thing for that machine in every way, and this is what they're putting alongside of it. And then they've got their lid coming. How long is it taking to make a friggin' lid?
Dude, honestly, it's taken them a long time. You have one though, right? You have one of the betas.
Yeah, I have. I've already said yes. Yes.
We are not under
but I
NDA.
might have just broken NDA. Are we not?
No, so we're under NDA for functionality and things like that. We can say that we have it.
Yeah, you can't say
I have it.
any of the tech specs.
Yeah,
but you can say you've received a thing.
Thank God for that. Okay, because I was about to send an apology to Blaine.
Here, I'll make it worse.
But yeah,
there.
So
there's mine
one.
with the lid on it. There.
I can't show you mine because I've got another NDA machine next to it. But yeah,
maybe I do too.
Oh no, because we've just seen it. But yeah, so what they need to do, I'm not saying they need to make an AMS, but that would be wonderful. But they need to make a drying solution for the side. They need this lid to work. They need to be teasing us that a U1 XL is coming. They need to, because right now it feels like we've released the new one. Okay, but one thing Prusa do well is tease us. They always tease us what's next.
Yep.
They always tease us what's next.
They tease us so long, I'm surprised I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, that's a fair point, yeah.
As a day one XL
long,
pre-order, yeah. I am allowed to make those jokes, damn it.
No, absolutely. I am starting to wonder whether or not Bambu will make a tool changer before we see Index at this point. And this is the thing, we talk about Index. Yeah. I'm excited for Index, and I want to go, yeah, well done. But who's the well done to? Is it to Prusa or is it to
Bondtech? It's to Bondtech.
Bondtech.
Prusa's done the integration, Bondtech's done the engineering.
Yeah. So thoughts on Snorker? There's a good question in the comments.
$10 from Mike C8101. Thoughts on Snorka? And then Dane with the £5 saying we need a Grant blood pressure graph. I actually have low blood pressure. I have low blood pressure, which is really funny.
Lie.
No, I can have an actual nurse confirm the fact that I have low blood pressure. I do.
What's your blood
promise.
pressure? What's your blood pressure?
Right now, I don't know.
Like no, just your average. You should know your average.
Can you get it on a watch? Will it tell you?
No.
No,
it doesn't work.
You can get your blood oxygen. Actually, no, Grant wouldn't be able to.
Yeah,
It's banned in America.
You can get
my blood oxygen. Is it?
Yeah.
Can you not get? Is it banned?
Yeah, there was this like massive court case with Apple where the blood ox sensors were banned in America because of a patent that the rest of the world doesn't have, which is why my Apple Watch has a blood ox sensor, but the American one, they had to remove it after the fact.
Well, that's why
and
I have
the devices.
There we go.
I have a Samsung watch, but yeah.
I'm gonna have to close it.
You stayed on longer than expected.
So I'm gonna end it with this. Grant, if you had someone who doesn't know anything about 3D printing and just wants a printer that prints, what would you recommend they get? They've got about 400 quid to spend.
I think that their options are pretty weak out there right now. If you want, I would make sure that I educate them kind of about the issues.
Wait. 400 quid is in British pounds or 400 American dollars? Very
I say
different.
400.
Yeah.
That's like 600
£400.
US right now.
Good point. All right. Either way, the answer is I'm going to end it. I'm just going to end it here because I have got to rush off. I just got the eyeballs, so I'm in trouble. But yeah, the answer is either a P1S, a P2S, or an A1 is probably the easiest thing for most people. In my opinion, that is the recommendation I would make. Please don't hate me for that. I'm just going to say, please. I understand. I respect where you guys have come from. I don't think open source is dead. It has its value. I think my point is you're right. We should all Bambu users should have respect for the open source community that built the platform that allows us to use our wonderful tools. But if members of that open source community start going around insulting people for choosing that machine, you are going to lose respect immediately. Absolutely. So put focus, instead of putting focus into hating Bambu. For example, your most hated presidential candidate recently was the one voted into office. Let's be fair. Whether I'm not saying that is not me picking sides. I'm saying statistically, the most passionately disliked thing. I'm actually flying out next week, so I'm hoping this isn't.
You're gonna disappear.
Fucking immigration's going to be like, what did you say on that show?
Yeah, you're going to be up for extra screening.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, great.
Bend over and
cough. Pay for it. Yeah, that's fine. But no, like it's always the thing. And you can go back to a book called, it's either How to Win Friends and Influence People or How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie, who says, stop putting focus on the negative, stop putting focus on the thing, because it's always the negative thing that seems to win out. So if you guys really do want Bambu to fail, which I don't think people really do, but some passionate people do, stop giving them focus, stop giving them attention. Instead, spend your energy, as I think I've been doing, by propping up those other brands and showing them how they can improve.
Amen.
Make them better, and then 3D printing's better for all of us. Stop fighting. Let's all be friends. We all love 3D printing. I'm going to end it here. No fighting. No fighting. Shakira. See you in a bit, guys.
Amen. See you, dude. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye
Thank
for
you
now.
so much.
God, what a prick he was.
Oh, no. we got to get the clips now for when Ross did all that. It's like, Ross, you're a fucking imbecile. I'm going to take you out back and shoot you.
Maybe not that. That's in Minecraft, because that's actually a threat. We don't want that.
In Minecraft, obviously.
Yeah,
obviously in Minecraft.
Yeah.
In Minecraft, I'm going to destroy your house.
Well, you two are actually much closer than Ross had thought. He didn't realize.
Yeah, we're one city away.
Yeah, he didn't realize that.
We're like 1 hour 20 away. It's great. I love Ross so much. Every time I've spoken to him in person, it's always been really engaging, and we just lose track of time.
Yeah.
Absolutely adore him. Guys, go over to his channel, Fauxhammer. It is some of the best content that I watch personally. I don't watch much things on YouTube anymore. I still watch Ross's videos because they are just really good. They're really well made. And it could be biased because I'm English as well, but I like the content and it's relatable. and it's just good. Just
Yeah.
guys, go watch it. Go watch it. Give him a subscribe. Give us a like.
Yeah, give us a
Please.
like. 331 people hanging out. We got Life of Alpha. I don't know if that's the entire name, but it cut me off there. Saying hi from Austria. Small donation for the coffee fund. Keep up your work, all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. We got Randy Parker with the $5 for the contribution. And then Mike C 8101 with the $10 saying, my concern with index is will they be able to scale for demand? That has always been the concern.
Probably no, because the demand is insane.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how big a factory is when the entire world is going, that's the hottest thing since sliced bread.
And of course, geopolitical is not helping them out at all. The prices had to go up. So, you know, it is a challenge. I know that Bondtech has been doing a lot of growth, right? We know.
Yep.
You know, we've seen
I'm very proud of them.
basically tripled the amount of CNC machines that they have, enabling them to get more parts done faster. But I think what's going to happen, and as is with any Prusa launch, this is, you know, it is a Bondtech and Prusa launch, but it's still, Prusa is, as far as I'm aware, the sole launch integrator.
Yep.
There's going to be a crazy backlog. It's going to take a while. I do wish there'd be more kind of clear communication with people. But I get it, right? For Bondtech, this is their first rodeo on having a massive product like this.
Honestly, I think they've been handling it fine.
I think Bondtech's been okay. I do wish Prusa would have
I mean,
a little bit more.
They've been
publicity
handling it better
about
than I've even been handling the C2 launch. There's a reason I haven't updated the product page of the C2. It's got the wrong price because we've dropped the price. It doesn't have any of the tech specs for the lot because, again, I was just sitting back going like, I'm so glad you started talking about those dry boxes from Polymaker because all the problems you're facing with them, we've been trying to fix so hard. Like, we've got a good solution that is going to be going into production in 2 weeks to see if it actually does what the simulations say, but we've dropped some features and replaced them, quite big ones. We now do not have per bay heating.
Oh, makes sense.
We couldn't get the electrical connections for high power heaters to work on a hot swap system because it became dangerous. On top of that, the power draw at maximum load, if you override the safeties, became 2 kilowatts.
Oh, okay.
Insane.
Yeah,
now we've got a really nice solution, which is a mixture of heat and a desiccant draw where we can dry the air in 10 seconds to 1% humidity.
Florida man doubts, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. Tech Cheaper with the 5 cookies for the $5. Thank you very much. We will actually be using a Tech Cheaper created product when we do the giveaway later today, which is pretty cool. They made a basically Wheel of Names clone that doesn't suck. Their words, not mine.
Wait, really?
We're going to be trying it out live. Yep. We'll
I'm
be
looking
trying
forward to
it
that
out
because
live.
Wheel of Names suck.
It's not great. So I want to dig in a little bit more and kind of fill you in on this whole AGPL thing because, dude, it's so stupid.
So break it down for me. What happened?
So, Pavle, Polish
Yes.
solo developer, right?
Yep. He found I don't want to say an exploit because
No.
it's not. I don't want to say a loophole.
He was reading the
'cause
code
it's
and
not.
said, "That's interesting."
He just found undefined behavior, as a proper programmer would call it, an undefined behavior path for a system that is in place legitimately.
Yep.
That's how I've seen it.
Yeah, and all that he's doing is he created a Linux bridge that allows any computer to run according to Bambu Studio as if it is, or according to Orca and Bambu and all that, that it is truly Bambu Studio. Now, what he didn't know is that the only level of security that we can find, there might be more, but the user string that says Bambu Studio,
Yep.
it worked.
Lamau.
So if you were using Orca Slicer and you instead utilized the Linux bridge and then said, oh yeah, it's Bambu Studio. Bambu's own server said, cool beans, welcome. And that was the thing that Bambu said, oh, that's reverse engineering. But
no, it's not.
It's not.
That's
yeah.
legally not the definition of reverse engineering.
Right. And so it's just the user agent string. He's like, why is it this way when the other ones aren't? He's like, I'm just going to try to see what happens. And it worked. And it's like, this is so bloody stupid. And he's like, if this is their level of security, we've got problems. And I'm not going to confirm that it is because I can't, but it would not surprise me if it was. We've seen security issues like this in the past from Bambu, where, I mean, this is how the X1 Plus exploit worked, is that the X1 Carbon before 1.7.1 would unpack anything with a .3mf file extension.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
So you just
like,
gave it...
A 3mf file is just a folder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is very common cybersecurity. Like this is low-level cybersecurity. This isn't like high-level reverse engineering.
But this
and
is
one
even,
of the things that surprised me
level.
from even like the way that you've explained it is the Linux box workaround should have been the base system in the first place. Like, developers don't want to build 3 separate programs for 3 separate OSs, which is why it's very common to funnel all of the outputs into a compiler inside your software, so then it can send it to the server as one data stream, not 3 different OSs trying to connect. It converts it.
Mm-hmm.
The Linux box should have been the default for how it works in the first place, not trying to send 3 streams. So in reality, this is just an architecture fault.
It is.
And they were updating the other 2. They're probably updating Mac OS and
they
Windows.
Didn't have a solution
and forgot about Linux.
They didn't have a solution for Linux. They didn't have a Linux version yet. So he explained saying, user agent is not authentication. It is only self-declared client metadata. Any program can set any user agent. Most important part of this, the user agent construction comes directly from Bambu's own AGPL Bambu Studio code. Their code says, user agent is the slicer app name / slicer version. The constants are defined as set slicer app name, Bambu Studio, slicer version 2.06.01.55. After compilation, this is logically equivalent to user agent equals Bambu Studios / 02.06.01.55. That's not reverse engineering. That's just common effing sense, you know?
Yeah, it's like saying I reverse engineered a lock by pressing a button.
Exactly. And that's the trick, right? And there are people like, well, if I leave the keys in my front door, does that give you the right to enter my house? This isn't a locked door. This is an unlocked open door with keys in it, and you're asking me, and the door's never locked, and you're asking me if it's not okay for me to look at how the key is made. It's totally okay for me to look at how the key is made.
It's not even that. It's saying you can't turn the handle because that's reverse engineering the lock.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's
like turning the handle and the lock are 2 different things, and they're trying to equate them as the same thing.
Exactly. And that's I think the thing that upsets me the most about this is that, like, guys, come on. And he has a full technical description. I'm gonna post his GitHub in the chat, but I don't think Pavle's in the wrong
cease
here.
And desist.
They did not send
Pavle.
a cease and desist.
Okay.
And I do want to give a shout out DJ Midnight Wolf with the $10 saying for all the work you've been doing on the Bambu issues and not sugarcoating it. Thank you. They did not send a cease and desist. Let me see if I can find their exact verbiage. They did not send it. They threatened to send it, which kind of
arguably worse.
Yeah, like to me, that's kind of worse.
Like a legal process is kind of devoid of emotion. Threatening to do a legal process adds emotion to a legal process.
Yeah,
I would say it's worse.
It makes me feel very uncomfortable with the entire situation. I don't think, God, where is it? I'm sure I have another window for this. If someone can find it,
some
please
people are
let me
saying in the
know.
chat they threatened to send the cease and desist if he didn't take it down. If
That
that
is
was
correct.
me, if it was a cease and desistable thing, they would have already sent it. They're just trying to apply pressure.
I want to read their exact verbiage, and of course, it's immediately now that I cannot easily find it. If one of the mods can either or DM it to me, or Madcat says it's in Google Drive. Madcat, link it in the Discord so I can see it. Because the more I look, the more chances we have of the stream crashing. But it's, I am upset with the entire situation. And like, there are people claiming that Pavle, requested an H2D. That's the thing I haven't looked at myself. If he did,
I mean, if he did, that's hilarious, because I can imagine them sending the "we're gonna cease and desist you" email. You better stop what you're doing. We don't like it. And he turns around being like, "Give me a printer." Like it could just be humor.
No,
at that
so
point.
He did not reply to them after they threatened him. Excuse me. So that's, people are claiming that he did it prior. I don't know if he did. If I can prove that he did, to me that feels a bit extortion-y.
No, it doesn't.
I need to see the context. And Mike C8101 is saying bug bounty, but then you should
In the UK, you're legally allowed to hack entities who then provide them a report on your safety data breaches.
Bambu has a bug bounty program. Go through the proper system, right? I'm not saying that this changes the entire game, but I'm saying that it adds a little extra context here that could be important if it is true, right? Lost X says what? He probably asked for it to test.
Is it though?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it important if it's true? Because I don't see how it changes anything. Because him asking for a printer because he found a bug, yeah, he might not have done it through the right bug bounty process, but that's unrelated to them threatening a cease and desist. That they're two separate things. If he found a bug and wanted remuneration, good on him, worth your shot. Worst they could do is say no. But them turning around being like, "Oh, we didn't like actually you finding that bug because we're idiots." That's where I have a problem, is big company trying to squash little person. That's my emotional side, because if I was a company as big as Bambu Lab, I would just send a cease and desist. But they didn't, meaning they probably can't send a cease and desist, because that's the ultimate, no, stop what you're doing, take it down now. But they threatened to do that. For them, they have cease and desists already written. They could just send a blank cease and desist. But they didn't, which means it's a threat. They don't have substance. So it's just a threat.
Their threat is... Their threat to me is the problem, right? That alone is like, okay, now you're not acting in good faith. The minute that you threaten somebody, and they're threatening US code 171201, which has like years in federal prison and tens of thousands of dollars in fines. It's a US law, but any solo dev is going to shit their pants the moment that a company does that. The moment a company does that.
But again, it's, in my eyes, the only reason now. And the more I think about it, the more solidified that reason becomes, is because they can't actually do it. Otherwise, they would have just sent a cease and desist. And if they didn't do it after that cease and desist, then they get the punishment. Threatening the punishment isn't due process for legal entities.
I agree.
You can't just walk up to them being like, if you don't do what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take you to court. As a company, companies don't have emotions. They can't. That process isn't normal. Like a DJI wouldn't send to you if you owned one of their drones and you took a photo of a military base that you weren't supposed to, being like, "Oh, you better delete those photos or I'm going to sue you." No, they would have just sued you immediately. There is none of this threat in their standard operating procedures because that's not how lawyers work.
It's not how lawyers work, and that is strong arming, and I don't like it when big companies attempt to strong arm, especially open source developers, right? The right way to do this, one, would have been to just ignore it because you Streisand affected yourself, right? By literally making a problem about this, you made it worse, right? There was like less than a few hundred people that had even found this fork, and now it's got thousands of clones. And so, because Louis Rossmann said, I'm going to rehost the code. Any of you can come in and fork it and create clones of it because Bambu can't sue us all.
Yep.
Like, come on, 5,000 plus forks, Zaxman says. Like, bro.
Like, again, I just don't, I think this is just Bambu Lab shit in the bed a bit. Like, maybe some over eager marketing person or sales person or tech support person was like, I'm going to get in trouble because that was my job to fix. And then they sent that thing to try and cover their own back. It could literally be, because it's a Chinese company, they could be trying to save face. They could be trying to hide it before it becomes a bigger issue with the threat. And unfortunately, they kind of Streisanded them a bit.
Oh, they absolutely
made it explode.
Did. They Streisanded themselves, and I don't know. I got it. Okay. The final thing that Bambu said to them. Oh. Okay, I lied. He did, in fact, reply to them. But they said, I'm going to read this verbatim.
Okay.
Hello. As we mentioned previously, the current fork has been modified to impersonate Bambu Studio when communicating with Bambu Lab cloud services and our printers. We've already explained the security reasons behind our authorization controls and the recommended ways to interface with the printer, either through Bambu Connect or enabling developer mode. Unfortunately, this implementation bypasses those security measures of Bambu Cloud Service and other software, which is a direct violation of our terms of use. We cannot support or allow it. This being the reason we kindly ask you to remove it. We invite you to read the terms of use available here, specifically sections 3.4 and 3.5. We also invite you to check out 17 U.S. Code 1201, and they link to a Cornell law text. The fork you have made is used in a deceptive way and acts like Bambu Studio in order to directly connect to Bambu Cloud. The connection has been reverse engineered and redistributed publicly in GitHub with multiple links across various subreddits. If you think this is incorrect, please share your email address as our legal team has prepared a cease and desist letter and would want to send it officially.
How did they send that message in the first place then?
That's via the back and forth chat via support. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that here. So here's the fun thing. Open source states that you can reverse engineer. Okay.
It's not just that. He didn't even reverse engineer.
He didn't reverse engineer shit.
He didn't reverse engineer, and it's legal. On top of that, they're just coming across salty that
and
they
then
found a way in.
And then Bambu Lab has the audacity after Pavle goes and defends himself and says, you know what, forget it. I removed it. May I also publish this conversation publicly? Bambu says, thank you for your cooperation moving the code. We kindly ask you to keep this discussion private and refrain from sharing it publicly as it involves technical data that violates our terms of service.
No, it doesn't.
Excuse my French, but get fucked. Absolutely. Like,
also, if they're assuming
guys,
he's in America, freedom of speech is going to tell them to suck a new one.
Your terms of use isn't law. Your terms of use, the AGPL allows you to just go ahead and do whatever you want. It's open source. The name is very clear. Unlike Prusa's open community license, open source is very clear. Open and source. And see, here's the fun thing. Rossmann made a video, Rossmann pledged 10K, Gamers Nexus made a video, Gamers Nexus pledged 10K. We pledged 2.5 because we don't have that kind of money. We don't have 10K to play with. I pledged $2,500 of my personal money into the war chest, should it be needed. And then Software Freedom Conservancy, SFC, they picked it up. and they are raising $250,007. I don't know what the 7
That's a
extra
lot.
is. I will go ahead and paste that as well. And so now we have like an actual, like, this is an organization that does this. They ensure that companies are following the rules. They have already found more than one violation that is confirmed.
Ooh.
More than one that is confirmed. And Prusa's been going off on that Bambu's networking plugin, even though it is installed separately, and that's how Bambu's gotten around giving it away publicly, is that you install it separately. Joe, and I think he's making a valid point here, is saying that these two cannot operate without each other. You cannot operate a Bambu printer without the networking plugin, and the networking plugin doesn't do anything without Bambu Studio. They clearly were meant to be together, and they separated it to get around these rules, and that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And so
like, you can't separate programs out into sub-programs just to collate them back together.
To be clear, companies have been doing this for a long time. This is nothing new.
No, but when you look a bit closer, like, you can tell what they're doing.
Oh,
you can tell they're trying to get around it.
He's here. Pavle's here. Pavle,
oh, is he?
Yeah. He's right there.
Oh yeah.
He said,
hello.
Keep in mind, this was right after I uploaded the repo. I didn't expect it to blow up. I thought they just removed the Linux plugin, so I wanted to troll them a bit with the printer. Okay, so
See, I knew it.
Okay.
I knew it.
So
I could hear the humor.
You did troll a little bit. I sent you a message on Reddit. You are welcome to join. If you would like to join, I will send you the Zoom link if you would like to join in. You don't have to, but you have an open invitation to come and join us. And whether that's today or another day, don't care. You are welcome to join us and talk about it. If you prefer that I interview you when we're not live, that's fine too. You have an open invitation. You know how to reach me. But if you do want to come on the Zoom, just tag me and say that you want to come on, and I'll DM you the link. But yeah, this is okay. So he did, you know, mess with them a little bit.
I mean,
with
they
the
deserve
H2D.
messing with.
Now, I have to go back and actually see the context of it. If I could read it out of context and see it being like he was trying to, I guess, extort them. I doubt it, but I want to at least check. I think he's been very reasonable this whole time, because he could have done what Bambu and okay, he wants to maintain his privacy. I totally understand. He could have done what Gamers Nexus and Louis Rossmann did, which is just middle finger Bambu and say, sue us. We don't care. We're big enough to not care. You're going to hurt yourself by trying this. And it's so funny to me that Bambu is currently under litigation for patent violations with Stratasys, and they're now trying to they're trying to strong arm a single dev.
Yep.
Like, Pavle, I don't know if you can check how many times your system had been downloaded or used before this BS. I'm very curious, because I want to know how bad the Streisand effect is here.
Like, see a nice little graph of downloads per day, it just goes explode.
Yeah, well, yes, and then he took it down. And I get it. I don't blame him for taking it down. I think that the vast majority of people would have done the same thing, because do you really want the big swinging dick of Bambu coming after you? Hell
I mean,
no.
I'm the worst person to ask, because the moment somebody makes me feel like my back's been put up, I'm digging my heels in and I'm going to double down on whatever I was doing in the first place.
So you're in a country where you have some better laws to protect you. Here in the US, they can just sit you in court and drain you. Right? They can just run you. They can literally just make you go bankrupt, because they can just continuance. And if they find the right judge that's willing to play ball doing that, your attorney's just going to eat you alive on attorney's fees, unless you find an attorney that is willing to do it on contingency. And most attorneys don't do that.
Yeah. Oh, good job he's not in America.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, referencing 1201 of US, like, that's shitty. I read through it. It's a lot of legalese. It seems like it's very more focused towards like VHS, DVDs, Betamax, as it like legitimately mentions those types of media. So it was written a while back. But I can understand how you just like all of a sudden your pants got a lot heavier, and it's not because you're half chub over here. You just pooped yourself because you've got this big company that is objectively the biggest company in the industry threatening you.
Yeah.
And even if they can't enforce the law, they're still threatening you. I want them to send him a cease and desist so we can pay to get it framed. So he can
that would be neat.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm gonna get my quote from Stratasys that I'm blacklisted from Stratasys events for being a direct competitor to their bottom line on a plaque. If we can get one from Bambu Lab, just try to shit on a little person. Just, plaque that immediately. Put that on a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I'd wear it every day. Like, come on. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Solo dev takes on entirety of Bambu Lab. That's a story I love.
I'm seeing... Okay, so I there's one part. He said, I would like to be transparent, and I would greatly appreciate some hardware-based recognition for the amount of work, testing, and technical effort involved here. If you're open to that, the H2D is the model from your current lineup that interests me the most. Honestly, that's fair.
That's a good message.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Because Bambu reached out to him first. So Bambu said, I'm reaching out regarding the Bambu Network plugin support in your Orca Slicer fork. His reply to them, it's in the last paragraph of his reply. That's where he puts it. His reply is about a page. So like, okay, fine. You want to take the piss? Fine. That's not extortion. That's not threatening. That's not anything. That's someone like, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot, man. Shoot your damn shot. I got no problems with that. The way that the internet was trying to convey that was like he was extorting them for an H2D. I search H2D in the entire chat log record that is posted publicly, and there's only one mention of it, and that is there. I don't exactly know. So Mike C said, how did they reach out? I don't know. It's not immediately clear how they reached out to him.
Also, that's like saying, like, I'm
know.
going to extort someone by asking for 2 pence.
Oh, shit. This is via Reddit. It's via Reddit.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, it's via Reddit. They reached out via Reddit.
That's even worse.
Yeah, it was Reddit where they reached out. Omar Garcia said, I would have just responded, no English, sorry. Yeah, it's like, was he being a little cheeky? Sure. I've been way cheekier. I've been way cheekier with companies before. Yeah, it's like saying I'm going to extort someone by offering to work with them. That's not extortion, guys. Yeah, I'm not buying he tried to extort them. That's BS. Nah. He said, hey, I basically found a bug in your system. You mind hooking it up? You mind hooking a brother up? And they basically said, no. 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 They said, thanks for your time. Thanks for taking the time to respond. And it's great to hear that you're a fellow Bambu Lab user. To get straight to the point, this isn't a security vulnerability in the traditional sense, but rather an unintended use of the Linux version of Bambu Studio. Our team has been able to reproduce it on our site, and we are aware of what could be done. We reached out to you first because this behavior appears to conflict with our TOS, and we believe it's best to address it collaboratively. Yeah, okay, Bambu, I'm sure you did a good job with that. The reason it still works today is simply because we haven't disabled it yet. We want to speak with you first and handle this in a constructive way. Why? Just disable it. Just disable it. If you have a problem with it, patch it.
Yeah, like if you find a critical security flaw and you're like, I'm not going to fix this because I want to talk to you about how wrong you were for
patch
it.
You morons. Just all you had to do was say, hey, You didn't even have to say shit to him. You could have just
Wait,
patched
no. What's more important is they have a bug bounty process.
which he could have
So
gone
he
through.
found no, it doesn't matter. He found a bug.
They reach out to him first.
They confirmed it's a repeatable bug, saying we agree with this. We're not closing it yet because we're gonna talk to you. Also, go fuck yourself. You're not getting any reward because the bug bounty problem is only for people who find little UI problems and not actual systemic issues.
We could close it if we wanted to. We could close it, but we don't know how yet.
No. It's I'm not sure it's closable because it's deep in the architecture.
This is so stupid. I never read the top part of this because the first interactions don't, in my opinion, matter all that much. It's all about how they end. And I think Pavle remained very professional, and they got a lot more threatening throughout the entire thing. It's like, bro. Like, all right, fine. If you want to, send the C&D. We don't care. You know, it's like, it's so funny. And because of this now, Bambu is under a microscope for this. And it could put them in legal hot water. And it could even force them to have to give up the source code for their current implementation of their cloud infrastructure. And in states like California, it does force them. Not that they've complied with it, but California has laws specifically for this kind of thing. Not that California is known for good laws at the moment, but they have a law about this, and people could request it. Bambu's just never going to reply to it. The same way that Bambu never replies to our emails when we email them about their fire hazard problem. So, like, do you actually... I researched why the Streisand effect exists. Do you know why this term exists?
No.
There's a photographer that did an aerial photography shots of homes in a beach in California. I don't know. It was very nice shots out of a helicopter that they did of very rich homes. Barbra Streisand sued for millions of dollars. There were like 4 or 6 downloads of this photo, period.
Okay.
The judge rejected these claims, right? And by the end of the court case, there was over 100,000 downloads of this photo. And that's where the Streisand effect came in.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest Streisand effect I've ever heard of.
She
no
wanted
wonder it
it
got the
removed,
name from it.
And by suing, it only brought more attention to it. Had she not said anything, it wouldn't have been a thing. So that's the zeitgeist of where the Streisand effect comes from. That was actually in our first cut of the first video we did on this topic of the AGPL stuff. We cut it out for time because it's like, it's irrelevant to the video itself. But, you know, I want to believe that Bambu is just stupid. That maybe a support person was a little rogue and threatened him. But then Bambu published a blog article with the title Setting the Record Straight. Jacob, do you know the only other time they posted a blog article with the title Setting the Record Straight?
I only thought there was one, and it was the one where they were basically personally attacking you.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yeah.
And Pavle says there isn't really an application authorization layer on Linux like Windows and Mac OS, so I'm not sure what Bambu will do now. I'm sure they'll try something, but honestly, if they're smart, they just shut up.
This is literally why they said we're not going to close it yet. It's because they don't know how.
They don't know how. Because if they could have, they would have.
You found an architecture level behavior, and they're like, I can't fix it. Threaten everything.
Well, and then they try to paint themselves like there's this elite hacksaw over here who's reverse engineering their code. Go to their blog, and I want you to start reading their blog article. It is trying to paint this man as if he is the second coming of the devil. Go ahead.
I'm getting it up.
Yeah, like, It is so frustrating to me because Pavle's going through the same thing that happened with us. Now, the thing is, they're calling him out directly. They didn't call us out. They heavily referenced that it was us, but they never called us out by name. This is a, in my opinion, a targeted character assassination attempt by Bambu against Pavle. And if anything, he has a phenomenal slander and libel claim going on here. That's awesome. Right? I love that for him. I think he should talk to counsel about it because I think there's a phenomenal case of defamation or libel. I forget which one it is. I think it's libel. I think libel's the one where it's written.
I mean, I'm already into the first page break.
Yep.
And the first 6 paragraphs of them sucking themselves off.
Yep.
It's like, we're so good.
We care about open source. No, you don't. I clipped that. You know I clipped that.
I know you did.
Yeah.
If they tried to bend over any harder, they'd getting 4 ribs removed, not 2.
And Omar Garcia says slander and libel is very hard to prove. Yeah, except it's written in plain text, my dude, where they're calling him things, right? Mike C8101 with the $9.99 says, even if they didn't finally release a Linux Bambu Connect, they could have just turned off access via user agent and would have caught less shit. The blog was a bonehead move. I agree. The blog, they Streisand affected themselves.
Oh my God, they are the first bold paragraph where they've said, at the same time, a license for the code relating to AGPL gives you permission to do whatever you want with it, is not a pass to our cloud infrastructure. Brother, if your cloud infrastructure has an open bloody doorway, that's not a problem with the code. That's a problem with your architecture. That's not their problem. They use the code to access your architecture. That's the intent. You fucked up.
Allegedly.
Stop it.
So Tin Talon asks, has 3D Musketeers rehosted the slicer on GitHub? This is where I get to be very transparent about how much of a weird, dangerous end user that I am. I actually don't know how to do that. I don't know. I don't know. I would have, and I even had a part where saying that, yeah, we're going to host it as well. And then I'm like, I don't actually know how to do that. So I guess we'll just cut that out. Lost in Tech says you click the fork button at the top. Lost in Tech, there is a high chance that I screw something up.
It's a single button.
It is much safer.
It's a single button.
I still find a way.
No. Literally, big green button. It's green.
I will find a way.
You log in with your own login and you click fork. It says, do you want to fork this project? And you go, yes. And that's it. It's done. Forked.
Okay. I thought this was going to be more complicated. He said, there's no knife button. Don't worry. That's good. My foot doesn't need another hole in it. Yeah, so we have not done it. We do fully support those that choose to do it, though. We have not. That, and on top, if you search for our company online, seeing a GitHub repo with a random fork in it doesn't make any sense. MLV says, do it now live. I don't know if 3DM has a GitHub page. I'll have to check. I'm not certain if we do. If I could figure it out. Look, GitHub is weird. Okay? GitHub's got some really odd, user interface stuff. Look, I'm not the best at it, and I fully and wholeheartedly admit to that. Okay? We should have been eating this whole episode and just call it, forks for bamboo.
Oh my God, that would have been
But if we just say, go fork yourself, yeah, go fork it. Go fork it. But
this could have all been avoided if they weren't assholes.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, my father early on has taught me 2 fundamental rules in life. Rule number 1, don't be a dick. Rule number 2, if you're going to be a dick, be a big one. But you never choose rule number 2. Somebody else must put you in a position where you are forced to choose rule number 2. Bambu, we're not in a position to choose rule number 2. Bambu chose rule number 2.
Yeah. there's not really much more I can say about that. Like they screwed up. They screwed up. They screwed up big time.
They did, and
that's it.
And like, I recognize that, like, talking with Ross and some others, I recognize that the blog post is more to save face. But
It does not save face.
I've got PTSD because of the verbiage that they used. They've never, the only times they've ever used that verbiage is at us and at another person. It's when they are trying to paint themselves as the victim. And I don't like that. Because
it's blame shifting.
Well,
it's what it's doing.
It's targeted character assassination. And that's not what this is about.
No, it's not character assassination. Yours was character assassination.
Well, no, they didn't call me out by name. His is.
No, but yours was more focused on trying to discredit the person.
Fair.
This one, even though they've called out his name, they're not refocusing it onto him, from what I've read. They're more focusing onto we're the good guys. Of course, we can't do anything wrong. Like, they are trying to minimize the damage. They're trying to shift the blame away from themselves. And they're trying to act more like we didn't want to have to shoot the puppy in the head. We were forced to.
Well, it's the South Park BP episode, like Zaxman says, where they rip their, oh, we're sorry. Like,
yeah,
come on. Come on, guys. Bambu had every opportunity to do it right. They could have easily just quietly patched it. And none of this would happen. They wouldn't be under investigation for open source violations. They wouldn't. And this fire issue would have gone unnoticed because we would have been the only ones talking about it.
Yep.
Like, Bambu has gotten lucky that we are not a Lewis Rossman, that we are not a Gamers Nexus, and that we don't have the audience that those guys do. Because videos about fires get very good views. Now that Gamers Nexus and Lewis Rossman have joined the fight, Jeff Geerling, Lawful Masses, and others, now they can't get away from it. Now this is becoming mainstream for them. And that's a problem. And the thing is, it's not like I'm jumping on the bandwagon of this. We've been covering it since episode 189, over a year ago. The fire thing is a totally different bag of chips, though, right?
Yeah.
What? I don't know what Tarzman's talking about. Oh, Spectrum. Right.
Yeah.
The fire thing's a whole different bag of chips, right? NTC. Burned out, burned a hole in a machine, caught stuff around machine on fire. The individual confirmed it. I have bad news. The machine is gone.
No.
We don't have it.
No.
It was returned to Micro Center, and Micro Center has already gotten rid of it. And they said even if they hadn't, they couldn't give it to us anyways. The only way they could give it back to anybody is if the original user went back to get it. But they've already gotten rid of it.
Damn.
So it's done. Now, Omar says he still has his. If yours caught fire and actually burned part of the machine, we will buy it for full retail price and we will pay to ship it to us. I'm very clear. I am spending a non-trivial amount of money to make this stuff happen. And since we've posted the email, the tips at 3dmusketeers.com, just the tips, and only for a minute, tips at 3dmusketeers.com has gotten over 24 new reports that we had no idea about.
Yeah. I mean, I've said all the same stuff that I'm probably going to say again. This is a numbers game. It's entirely with the amount of machines that they're selling. Eventually, a machine is going to fail in a more catastrophic way than the others. It could be like the relay latches in a really weird way where it's semi-open, semi-closed, creates a very high resistance closed circuit, bursts into flames until it melts out and it goes wrong. That's why there's safety protections in place that aren't hardware, but material design. That's why the PCB boards are designed with certain phenolics in them. It's why the plastics used in the frame is flame retardant. It legally has to be.
Yep.
Like, if they want to be doing global sale, they're not getting away with an ANET style
So hear me out.
Acrylic.
I know it's a numbers game. I know for a fact it's a numbers game. And even if they're very odd public percentage numbers, 0.052%, like a
Which is
very
quite high.
oddly specific number. I don't know why it's that specific, but that was the number that was given to Tom's Hardware. Trying to think of the words. Sorry. Samsung Note
Yep.
7, right?
Yep.
The notorious catches on fire.
Exploding phones.
How many reports, Jacob, before Samsung issued a worldwide recall
Of
it getting hot or bulging or a slight burn mark? How many reports?
I remember seeing on the news at least 8 individual instances where I remember different videos being shown on the news. Don't mind, this is a while ago. But I don't think they record it for a hot minute. I think they just let it keep happening with we know it's a thing, but the percentage is so low that we can just pay out the difference to the people that get injured.
Before the initial recall in September 2016, Samsung confirmed 35 instances of the Galaxy Note 7 catching fire or exploding globally. By the time the official recall was formalized in the U.S. by the Consumer Protection Safety Commission, that figure had risen to 92 reports of batteries overheating, including 26 burns and 55 instances of property damage. Bambu is nearing 250 reports.
Yeah, that's quite
Bambu
big.
is refusing to do anything that is proactive or retroactive. They're saying when you're bored, this board right here, this is one of the burn ones.
Yep.
When your board burns, then we will fix it. When you potentially have a house fire, we'll go ahead and replace it. There have been people that have gotten them to replace the boards before they fail, but it is a back and forth slog. Bambu has admitted that this is happening. Bambu has admitted publicly that this is happening.
It's not good luck.
And what they're playing the Ford Pinto game. Ford with the Pinto, this is my recollection of it. Yeah, replace the board, not the house. It's fair. Ford, this is a recollection. I'm not certain if this is accurate. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. The Ford Pinto is probably one of the more famous fire issues. Ford did the math and said it is cheaper for us to pay out the wrongful death suits than it is for us to fix the problem. And the Ford Pinto got a very, very bad reputation because of it. Somebody or something is attacking my internet.
Any editors online? I mean, my stream to you looks fine.
Nobody's online. Let me check my router. All of a sudden, our Wi-Fi just went down. Not the internet, but the Wi-Fi went down.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll just log into the... It's awesome that we have all this technical stuff. Let's find out. And the AC boards have been out of stock, so nobody can actually buy them. God, I always forget the password to my damn router.
It's why I always reset my passwords to something ridiculously unsafe.
Oh,
I mean, if you're close enough to get access to my router, I'm just going to see you.
Yeah, I mean, fair. I just want to see if we're getting hit by a bunch of traffic right now. We are. There is an active attempt to...
Are you getting DDoS?
There's an active attempt to DDoS my house right now. That's hilarious.
Lamau.
Well, good luck with that. I wish you nothing but the best.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I love everything about that. It's fine. It will take down the wireless network, but it's not going to affect the wired network because of the way that we have it set up. So, anyways, the issue here is like they're literally rolling the dice that this doesn't happen, and Fauxhammer, my God, are you guys still talking? I've been to McDonald's and showered the kids since I left. My kids. Yes, these streams often go for 3 or 4 hours.
You can come back if you want.
Yeah, you're welcome to come back. But yeah, and again, I don't know who's doing it. I don't care to know who's doing it. I just know that somebody's trying, and it's very funny. We're back online, hilariously. But here's the fun thing. Even if you take us down, you're not going to take my recordings down, which is hilarious. You're not going to stop us.
Oh, I had an idea for you, by the way. Just side tangent while we're talking about YouTube and streaming and everything. I can do a direct IP stream to your OBS.
We will not be doing that. That sounds like I have to open ports.
No, you don't. It's a standard universal plug and play open port as it is. It's on port 9000. Your IP that you set in as the receiver is 0000 because it's your device that's already receiving it. And all I do is I get your external only IP, no passwords, no username, no credentials, and it streams a video and audio stream. And then you can just collect it. I was trying it out last night and it worked really well.
I will default to the more tech-savvy people in our Discord to tell you if that's a bad idea or not. Man of the Croc with the $2 says, when is it falling lizard time in Florida? It has to get below freezing for a decent amount of time, and then the iguanas do fall out of the trees. But that does occur much further south. We don't have iguanas this far north, and if we do, they're not very common. You know how Michigan does the hand? We do it very differently in Florida. I'm about halfway up the shaft. I'm just a skosh north of Tampa. Yeah, so we're up the shaft a bit from the tip, which is Miami, which is nowhere near South Beach. South Beach is not the southern tip of Florida. It's not even close. You know, there you go. Shaft was a great word choice. Damn right it was. Yeah, so the fire thing, I get that it is an inevitable part, but I can still be pissed. I can still be upset that because Bambu has not acted and they haven't done anything to fix it, that this happened.
I mean, in my eyes as a manufacturer, they haven't stood up to the responsibility of the scale that they are. I can understand a micro company, smaller than me, that is like, we shipped a printer that might be kind of bad. We can't afford to replace it, so we're just going to silently fix it. I can understand that. I can understand companies like Creality just be like, our printers are shit, and we don't care. Because everybody knows
doing
that.
better.
They are doing better, but you remember the end of 3 days where the machines would just randomly die. Yeah. Like, I can understand, like, the really budget companies that aren't known for good user experience or good sales or good after support.
Let's use a great
example.
Having
this.
Cheaty.
Yeah.
Cheaty.
Notorious for their terrible relay boards.
Which we found out. It was first reported by a different user that theirs got so hot it started smoking. We tested it and we saw... Now, the boards are very similar, so I can actually hold this up and it's almost identical. They're choke coil here. I think this is a choke coil. I don't actually know if it is, but it looks like a common mode choke to me.
Yeah, looks it.
Like, but there's 2 coils rather than 1. I don't know. Nonetheless, over 200 degrees Celsius. And, like, Daniel Modbot checked his, and his coils had... Like, they've started to discolor because they were getting so hot. He had a brand new newborn in the house, right? They had just had their kid. Second kid, I think. I don't know. I forget if it was first, second. I don't know. He's still awesome. Love Daniel. But everybody jumped on that. They're like every big content creator shared it, talked about it, whatever. Some made videos. Most only did social media posts. Pretty much everybody's been quiet about Bambu. And we've been talking about this problem since 189.
Yep.
It's been over a year. And I don't get it. And I do understand the first report of this that we were aware of came out of Ukraine. And so I totally understand Bambu's thing of like, dirty power, lightning strikes, whatever. I even said that. They're like, yeah, their country's currently in the middle of a war. So it's totally understandable that maybe their power grid sucks. And that means things could cause problems. But Bambu trying to blame it on improper wiring, surges, and lightning strikes for everybody is bullshit. It's bullshit. Is there a couple of them that are likely not Bambu's fault? I'm sure there's a couple that are. But the vast majority of them are. And again, instead of just fixing the problem, sending out new boards, Bambu is going to find themselves in the recall, the second act. And we've already submitted our evidence to CPSC. I highly recommend any of you that are in the United States, please go to CPSC, the Consumer Protection Safety Commission, whatever it is. It has been gutted by the current administration, but we can still report it more. Report what you know. Do not report what I tell you. Report what you know. Use evidence that you can find yourself. If you want to use our videos, fine. This is not a brigade. This is us standing up for our own safety.
Yeah.
I'm livid. I hope that something changes. I can see that the Consumer Rights Wiki for Bambu does have a whole section about the NTC issue, which is great. I'm very happy to see that. I likely need to add quite a bit of edits to it. I know, was it GP3 Designs or Zax, one of the two, asked for a public list. We don't have it. It is not publicly available yet. There is like a A1 issues subreddit that has a lot of them. But the list that we made, we never expected people to want it. Yeah. So it's got all the information, like what email did the person use? When did they contact us? Where do they live? What's their address?
I mean,
What's
that's
their
just
power?
good data collection.
It's good data collection, but it's not appropriate for public release.
Oh, God, no. Like, in the EU, that would be a GDPR nightmare.
So that's exactly. And I need to talk to an attorney to figure out what we can and what we can't release in regards to this data, because I don't want to find myself on the wrong end of the stick, or because it seems popular these days, just doubling down and saying it's your fault.
I'm going to say this. Have you considered just asking ChatGPT what you can legally do and not do?
Nope.
Because it's actually really good now, because it will cite. It's free, though.
I'll pay an attorney. I'll pay an attorney.
I'm going to convert you one of these days.
There are certain times...
I've gone from the biggest AI hater, because I used to work in the industry, to one of the biggest AI lovers with caveats. Like, I'm not an AI shill, but they're pretty good now. I hate to say it.
We are actively looking at utilizing more AI within the company. It is something that I need to work on with the right people. That is all that I will say. We are not and never will replace staff with AI. We will not be doing that.
Augmenting, however, is something I would recommend.
Yes, augmenting. Absolutely.
Never fully replace, but augment. It's a tool. You can't use tools without hands.
So DJ Midnight Wolf with the $2, and thank you guys for supporting the show. Your donations go directly into us making more videos about these subjects. So does the A1 Mini use a different power board? We don't know if it uses a different power board, but it has a fan. And that does keep it from having any reported issues that we can see.
Wait, so the A1 Mini doesn't have a fan?
The A1 Mini has a fan.
Okay, so the A1 doesn't.
A1 does not. It is fully passive.
That is a stupid thing.
So
any form of live power relays, as a general rule, given to us by Eurofins, the European standard entity to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, says any form of live power components that have a chance to generate heat should have both a passive cooling system and an active cooling system in the event that all of the cooling systems fail inside an electronic component device.
So here's the thing. In speaking with an electrical engineer, He said a fan is a bad idea because it's just going to get hotter. It's just going to pull more power, and it will eventually fail because of current going through it, not from it getting too hot. You actually would prefer it to fail from thermally running away than have it fail because you've put so much power through it, it's starting to melt. So
no, because they're both the same failure case. The relays fail in the same way. If they get too hot, they stay closed.
Yeah, they
overheat more, and then they pop. If you use them for too long, and then they fail by failing closed, and then they pop, it's the same failure rate. It's the same failure case, except the fan. Bear in mind, these boards travel a lot of power through. A 1 watt cooling fan is not going to add more strain on that relay system. It just won't.
I am not qualified to make a judgment on that one way or the other. Rexit, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, sir. Tech Jeeper, Chevron, Randy Parker, Net7 Ruins, and Sarah AD9FA, which I'm hoping is their ham radio call sign, which would be super cool if it was. Thank you for the donations. You guys have access to a lot of behind the scenes content, which is awesome. By the way, normally when we have guests on, we don't shout out the sponsors just because it tends to ruin the flow. But do check out the sponsors of this show, including Construct 3D for the world's fastest Bambu printer, the first Bambu printer, and a machine, the Construct 2, capable of over 8 kilograms a day. And just look at how pretty it is. You can check them out at construct3d.com, I think, or is it construct-3d.com?
Construct-3d.com.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it's construct-3d.com.
We've just got a new 2,000 kits of All Clean have arrived, finally. We had our pre-batch, which sold out immediately. And now we've got the final batches come in with lovely silk printed bottles and everything.
I shouted out All Clean in the most recent Bambu Fire video. Because, okay, so there's very clearly something else that caught fire, right? The machine likely ejected the burning NTC as it...
Yep.
I didn't know a better word than spontaneously combusted. People are yelling at me saying that's not the right word. No one has given me a better word to use.
NTCs do pop quite violently. Like there is an energetic release would be the chemical definition for the type of fire-related damage that can happen to NTCs as well as for relays.
I don't know the right word. I use the word that came to my mind. But it clearly left the chat, ended up in either the poop bin or the rags. Now, I didn't know there was a poop bin. It was so melted you couldn't tell. I assumed that the printer was sitting kind of next to or on these rags. What do most people clean their printers with? Alcohol! What is alcohol? It is volatile. It is flammable. It is totally a reasonable thing that this could have started because of that. But still, I want to be able to put my printer on hay soaked in gasoline, which people did say that gasoline might already auto-ignite given the temperature of hot ends. Whatever. I understand that I was being hyperbolic and now people were actually digging into it, and I kind of enjoy that. But if my printer is sitting on top of the driest hay in the Sahara Desert, it should, under no circumstances, catch the hay on fire. This isn't a complicated thing. Your printer should not be a fire hazard. I understand there is some level of danger to every 3D printer. There is always some level of, but the printer should have the safeties to do it. Literally, the thing that's causing the fire is one of the safeties. The safety is causing the fire.
And this is why it needs an active and a passive cooling system. That is the
this is why it just needs to be designed better.
No, that's design. If you've got a part, we have a part that without the active and passive cooling systems will fail deadly. It's called the SSR relays. Every relay is a high danger item. You can design safety levels around dangerous components. A plug is a dangerous component. The way you design around it is the UK laws for general product safety, which is you can't have ingress to the live electrical contacts. You can't have like certain size holes because then you can get your fingers in and just lick the plug. Don't want to be able to do that. You don't want to have like direct drop points. So if you drop like a bolt, it falls onto the contacts and welds them shut. You need fuses. Like all of these are ways to make inherently high danger systems safe.
Just a little safer.
And the way you do it with relays is relays will get hot no matter what, and they fail deadly. They don't fail safely. If they failed safely, you don't need the extra safeties. But if they fail deadly, you have contingencies. You have mitigators. So in the mitigators in this case would be a passive system, which would be a heatsink. And you'd have an active cooling system, which would be a fan. And the best bit is they work in tandem. You add a heatsink on the right side and the fan above it, they're working together now.
You are the designer of custom printers that are designed for businesses, industrial, commercial, that want to run lights out, that want to be, effective and make money. I don't do that. So I will trust what you say. I'm sure there'll be an electrical engineer that will come and flame us in the chat.
Let me say, here's the value engineered version of how they could have done it. A 4p fan. That's it. A 4p fan would have solved the overheating issue. That's it. That's all you need. A little bit more airflow. If they had like a rag that was covering the exhaust port, and then that's what caused it to go wrong, then that's a problem on the designer side. That isn't a component failure point. It's the fact they don't have systems in place to mitigate. They could have added a 2p thermistor to check the temperature and shut itself down if it got too hot.
So for reference, I am getting DMs right now that there have been A1 fires, or A1 mini fires. I am aware of the ones that people are sending. They're sending the board level ones, where very clearly vibration has caused some stuff to short through. That's not this. That's not this. This is something where every machine, as far back as early 2024, our first reported case was a bought machine from early 2024 through present, or at least through February of 26, because that's when this one caught fire. It was bought in February of 26 and it caught fire a couple of weeks back. Every Bambu A1, as far as we can tell, is susceptible to this problem. And that is why we are collecting Bambu A1s, burned boards, whatever you all might have that are damaged. We don't just want the amount of people that have emailed me asking to buy their fully functional Bambu A1 because they don't want it anymore is ridiculous. We want the machines that have caught fire. I'm waiting to hear back from Steve if we also want machines that have, the little bit of burn mark in them. But we know Bambu's not changing anything else because they're just sending users new boards. They're not changing anything else in the printer. But I understand what Steve is trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, MLV says, I'm down to sell you my fully working A1 as well. I'm sure you would be. But yeah, by the way, we're at about 30% of all traffic attempting to get into our network right now is being blocked by the firewall. I'm watching it live. It's great.
Why don't you just have like a guest network that's set to like 2 kilobits per second, so they connect and they're just stuck with the slowest
I don't
loading
want them
times?
in my network.
Punish them. Yeah, you can wall it off.
No,
just a closed little network where they're like, oh, we've gotten in, and then they just hit molasses.
No, I don't care. That's a firewall's there for a reason. It is so. Our system is fully passively cooled. It is currently sitting at 56 degrees Celsius. It normally sits in the 40s.
It's definitely doing some work.
Yeah, it's doing some work. But this is why we have it's an OpenSense custom build passively cooled firewall. It's pretty cool. Vicious Narwhal said, I'll hand deliver my A1 to you. I might take you up on that because you're so close. But I am trying to get, so because of this controversy, I'm like, this would be a great opportunity for like companies that make fire suppression systems to sponsor us, and we show fire suppression systems, and I actually light a real A1 on fire, and show that they either work or they don't. So I'm like, maybe I do want some functioning A1s. We'll see. But
I mean,
nonetheless,
they're decent machines if you're only going to print PLA.
well, they're also decent machines. All you're gonna do is light them on fire. So, and I'm sure I could find a way to force it into the overload situation. But if we're gonna do a video with a fire suppression company, yeah, I'm gonna use an A1 for it because why wouldn't we? It's too topical not to. I might try to buy some ANET A8s as well, because like, great, friggin' hilarious as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it's concerning to me that Bambu doesn't care. Right?
I bet it's not that they don't care. It's that the playbook that they're playing by is a different playbook to the community that we expect. And
It's
that's
not a
it.
bad way
It's,
to look at
it's
it.
because they're too big now. They're not a Prusa level company where they're beloved by a community and they're still grassrooty, even though they're quite big. They're DJI level company. They
they're huge.
make the entire industry's quantity of printers, but more. Like all the industry added together will make less than Bambu Lab do in a year. And that's the scale of Bambu Lab. They
It's
have
not
to play
wrong.
by different rules.
Yeah.
And some of those rules just suck. And it means you don't get this level of, oh, we had 2 failures or we had 20 failures. It's the, is 200 fires hitting our bottom line and does it affect our brand image enough? And the answer is no, because the only people who care about this are currently 325 people watching. If it was 325,000 people watching, they'd probably change something.
Yep.
But all of our voices are screaming into a void of consumers who don't understand 3D printing. They aren't part of the old guard, they're part of the new guard. And in reality, I don't blame them. If they can sell more printers and get more people in the industry and get more people like my 12-year-old nephew or my cousins, they can get
It's
into it
perfect for
because they've
them.
never done it before. Screw it. Keep doing it.
Yep.
I literally don't care. As long as nobody dies, a little fire is one of those things that as a big company, you can be like, we might need to send them like a free printer and maybe a table every now and again.
It's just cheaper for them to pay out the court cases. It is literally the Ford Pinto. And I hate that. I hate that. I hate that so much. TechJeeper said Wham Bam just restocked their fire suppression. I wonder what just showed up at my house and why this got me thinking, huh, I should reach out to companies that make fire suppression systems. Because that would be a really funny video, but I want all of them. Right? I want Wham Bam. I want Blaze Cut. I want any company that makes a 3D printer focused fire suppression system. I want them all in on this. I want them each to have a printer, whether it's an A1 or an A8. We light them on fire the way they would traditionally be lit on fire, right? So the A1 we light from the bottom and we kind of let it do whatever happens. If it self-extinguishes, great, because Bambu claims they're using fire-retardant plastics.
They are.
I want to show
but
something.
I can confirm they actually are.
Hold on. I want to confirm. I want to show something. This is a part. This is, I know, Grant, it's a part. Of course it is. This is Polymaker ABS. It's a Galaxy Orange ABS.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful color. This is a blowtorch.
Wait. Let me get some things up. Because I'm gonna tell you the actual test. UK flame.
I'm not going to do the real
uh,
test. I don't care to make my house smell like burned ABS that bad.
How long to
No,
I think it's like, there we go. So you
I'm not
must
doing-
expose the item for 10 seconds.
I'm not doing that.
Do it.
No, this is not FR rated. I know what's going to happen. I don't know if you've seen Reddit. There have been people taking torches to the bottoms of their printers saying, oh, it's flame retardant. No, it's not. Look, this is real ABS. This is not FR. I have real FR material. It is sitting out in my garage because I am banned from printing it inside because it smells that bad. This is fire. This is ABS, okay? I'm going to do it till very clearly the ABS, oh, look at that, it self-extinguishes. The ABS is on fire. Oh, now it's not. Like, look, I am holding heat on it. Now it's lit because it's not FR. If all you're doing is holding it there for half a damn second, nothing is going to happen. All material. Even, oh God, it stinks so bad in here right now.
But it smells so good.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, get the
ABS.
microplastics in your
ABS.
lungs.
ABS doesn't have real FR ABS is like magic. It's super cool. I will not do this inside. Yeah, don't do this. These are untrained professionals. We do this for not a living, but we lose money doing it.
For example, everyone, I can tell you that the frames of A1s, they are flame retardant, because the test for flame retardancy isn't it immediately goes out. It is you hold a flame against a plastic object for between like 10 and 20 seconds, or you put a glow plug into it for 10 or 20 seconds. It can catch fire in that time. That is okay. That's still a pass. What makes it a fail is after the flame is removed or the glow plug is removed, you have a set window for it to stop burning. Doesn't mean it stops immediately.
Yep.
And also any drips have to stop burning before they can ignite something else.
So in the States, we have UL94. So UL94 is the whole like underwriter laboratory for fire retardant. I have UL94.
Construct 1 and Construct 2 are weighted to that.
Yeah. I have UL94 V0. That is the best. I have material that is UL94 V0. 3DX Tech sells it. It reeks. It is truly the nastiest. Blech. It stinks so bad.
The fibrology stuff I found doesn't have a smell.
Oh, well, I just know the 3DX Tech stuff because that's what we use. I think I have some Prusa Mint PETG FR. I don't know. I have to check inventory on that, but it's crazy to me that people are literally taking torches to their Bambus to somehow defend a multi-billion-dollar company. The multi-billion-dollar
Stop defending the
company,
multi-billion-pound companies.
They don't care about you. They don't care about you. You sucking the corporate boot does not do anything for anybody. We need to keep companies honest. If they're claiming fire retardant, what is the actual fire retardant rating?
Yeah, because there's not just V0, there's V1, there's V2. I believe there's even a V3, but
There's
that's like a
H's.
fake one. Like for example, everyone who wants to know what UL94 V0 is, it means 10-second burn, and it has to self-extinguish in under 10 seconds.
Yep.
For V1 and V2, I believe it's 30 seconds with a different type of drip pattern. Like, there are ratings for flame retardants. It's not just, it's flame retardant.
Yeah.
Bambu Lab could be using V2. And that's fine.
Bambu is just claiming fire retardant. I think it's safer for them to say fire resistant, which I think is fair.
I mean, but that's like saying waterproof versus water resistant.
Sure.
Like, I would always say, like, you know, like Vessies, like the shoes that are like, we're waterproof. No, you're not. You're water resistant, because there's no such thing as waterproof when it comes to clothing. But it's the same with plastics. Flame retardant and flame resistant, they're the same thing. It just means that it will eventually go out if it's not under a constant flame. If it's under a constant flame, of course it's going to keep burning. Everything burns. Diamonds burn.
Eventually.
But diamonds, no, they do. They start glowing.
Yes, I know. Eventually they burn, yes.
Yeah. Like, everything can burn. But at the end of the day, it's not about the plastics. It's about the board. Because if the board keeps burning, it doesn't matter what the plastic's made out of. It's going to burn.
I like Pez Liz's idea, and I think this is what people should be doing. Save your A1s for Panda Treats.
Yeah.
The food printer.
Yeah.
That does the
I like
inkjet
that.
printing.
I like that.
That's
I
a
really like
perfect
that.
use for an A1, because that'll be used in a situation where the bed doesn't warm up, so there's no issue with the NTC anymore. And we did have a claim that where was it? That it's PA12GF, so it's glass fiber. Glass fiber reinforced polyamide 12, so nylon 12.
A lot of nylons are naturally flame retardant, but there is flame retardant nylons that are V0.
If they're claiming flame retardant, I want to see the proof. And it's not a bunch of, keyboard warriors on the internet putting lighters to their printers. That's not how you do this. That's not how you do this.
I mean, actually, it is. If you can get a Bunsen burner with blue flame or a jet lighter with blue flame, you can hold it, depending on the flame length, a flame lengths away. You hold it for 10 seconds.
They're not.
You will see a flame appear. and then you take it away, then you have 10 seconds for that flame to go out and no drips to drip off that are burning, then it is V0.
Yeah, they're not. So
You can test that.
Yeah. I want to do a video on this, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to go buy an A1, or I can use the one that's still here waiting for parts. I can just use that one, I guess. But I'm going to show people how to check their machines, because I think it's important, whether you know or not, it is good to check. It is good to check, and you don't have to follow Bambu's. Bambu wants you to take off the whole bottom of the printer. You need to remove 6 screws. You can kind of peel it up and peer in and see. That's what I did. It works fine. And you can verify if you have it. If you do, go after Bambu to get the right board. And if you're not comfortable replacing the board yourself, go after Bambu to give you a new machine. That is how this works. You have to stand up for yourself. And if you're not comfortable having a machine like this that has these potential issues in your home, then you need to stand up for it. If you purchased it within the last year, you have a warranty that you can go after. If it's older than a year, I don't actually know how that works anymore. I'm going to be honest. Mike C8101 said, can I send a sample to USF, University of South Florida? They're like 20 minutes away. Or someone to analyze the composition of the plastic. We already have that planned with Gamers Nexus and we're going to be giving a collection period for everything. And then we're going to take what we've collected, we're going to get together, and we're going to have it tested by an independent research facility that he has worked with in the past that is like government level, really good. They know what they're doing. He trusts them, which is good, because the only contacts that I have are fans that do it. And not to say they won't be fully, neutral on it, but I think it's better if we use a completely neutral third party. And Steve already has contacts, so that works out well for us.
Yep.
So, look, we knew this was going to happen. I hope it doesn't happen again. I hope we don't have to make the same video again. I will commit to cursing less in those ranty videos. I can keep the cursing down. It's no big deal. But it's funny, when we did our first video about this topic, people said I was being too nice to them. So then I did a video.
I wouldn't say you need to do that. I would say all you need to do is make sure that the definition of where your anger is projected isn't at the people.
It is.
It's at
Correct.
the companies.
It is.
And that's the only thing that you need to make clear. Because honestly, I love it when you rant. Because when you get a stick up your ass, it's there for a reason.
People love it.
And it's nice seeing someone yelling about the things people are ignoring.
Yeah,
it's not the community. It's never the community. It is the company's decisions.
Even though we bleep the cursing, I understand that there are people that might want it to be a little more Christian, and fine. I'm sure there's a way that we can meet that. But at least we bleep the cussing, Gamers Nexus and Louis Rossman don't do that. So, anyways, look, it sucks. I hate to be talking about this still. I wish Bambu would have gotten in front of it. It took 2 months for Cheaty to fix it. 2 months. That's it. 2 months. And I think it was 3 to 4 months for the full rollout. Bambu's had a year. And their basic reply is, it's safe. You have nothing to worry about. There are no problems here. And as far as I'm concerned, that's bullshit. We have enough evidence to prove that is, given what we know, it is wrong at this time. Yep. Again, if more evidence comes to light and that this fire was not started by the NTC or not even started by the printer, we will happily make a retraction. That is what good journalism does. And you will see me publicly say, I was wrong, and here's why. But until that happens, I'm right. We've talked with the users. How many others have actually been in contact with the Brazilian-based user, lives in the States now, but speaks Portuguese? How many? Yeah, hi, us.
I love it when you do that.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, outreach is important. If you don't do outreach,
yep,
you kind of lose something. And it needs to be done.
It does. It does. So what I would like for you all to do, if there's a takeaway that you can do here, I don't want us going after users. That's not fair to the users, right? If they are clearly uneducated and they're sucking the corporate boot, you're welcome to make fun of them, as anybody should. But I think it is important that we also then provide some context for them to understand. Because if they don't understand, they'll never change their mind. And if they never change their mind, even when they do understand, that is their prerogative. Okay? But it's not worth arguing with people like that. You know what I mean? It's just not.
Yep.
And I just be nice to each other, man. You know, if someone else chooses rule number 2, you're welcome to, you know, that's how the rules go. Someone else chooses it first, you're welcome to reply however you decide. But I think it's best for us to use Hanlon's razor. Don't ever attribute to malice what can easily be explained by incompetence. There goes my Wi-Fi again. It's very funny. You won't take down the wired network. And I think it's important that we listen to what Ross had to say earlier. That there are reasons that people will say, I just don't care. And that's okay. It's okay. As long as they understand, in my opinion, and if they choose, I just don't care. Okay. That's fine.
And you know what? And that is a good answer to have as well.
That's fine.
It's good on both sides. Just water off duck back.
Yeah.
Don't care about it.
Nope.
Just hold the right people responsible and ignore everything else. And if you want to get it in your bonnet that you really don't like it, become the voice yelling at the company, but don't yell at the other users. Because at the end of the day, I'm a Bambu Lab user. I don't care. I'm going to hold them responsible, but I'm not going to yell at other Bambu Lab users for buying Bambu Labs because I also sell other printers. Like, that's just stupid. We live in a community with more than one product. We live in a community with more than one type of person. We live in a community now that has vastly different skill levels, from the old guard who can literally look at a motherboard and go, oh, that trace is wrong, to the person who's never even really loaded their own filament. It's not a time to bandwagon, oh, you shouldn't have bought this printer because you're supporting X, Y, or Z. It's time to say, company A, do a better job. And that is it. Just do a better job.
That's the best way to end this. Thank you all for coming out, hanging out, subscribe, like, comment, whatever. We love all the support that you can give us. Please support those that are doing their part. Go support YGK. Go support Rossman. Go support Gamers Nexus. Go support Gearling. Go support Lawful Masses. Go support, importantly, Fauxhammer as well, for getting on here and presenting a different opinion in a way that is not only constructive, but a valuable learning lesson for everybody. If we can all strive to be a bit more like Ross, and a hell of a lot more like YGK. Damn, his video is good.
Actually, I would say maybe not all of us like Ross, because
I said a little bit.
If we're all Ross levels of angry, I'm now scared. I love you, Ross, but oh wait, are you talking about Ross Fauxhammer or Ross Lewis Rossman? Because I've heard them both. Oh no, Fauxhammer. I love Fauxhammer.
Yeah,
Ross is great.
Lewis is his first name.
I
Rossman
don't know.
Is his last
I'm bad
name.
at names. It took me 1.5 years to remember my best friend's name. I'm not a name person, but Fauxhammer's great. I'd sit down and have a beer with him multiple times because he's just great to talk to.
Would too. Yeah.
He's honestly lovely. And we would probably end up complaining about painting techniques the entire time.
I almost guarantee you would. But that is all we have for you all today. I hope you all have enjoyed this episode. Stay for after the outro so we can give away some filament. Sponsored by Printed Solid and 3D Prima. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. Keep a fire extinguisher on you. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. All right, no longer recording. Let's give away some filament, and let's use the thing that Tech Jeeper gave me. I'm like, what's his face? I know it's Tech.
Go buy some All Clean.
Go buy some All Clean. Let's go to my notifications. All right, let me get the list of people. Tech Jeeper, I'm doing this live, so if it sucks, I'm telling you, you better be in the chat. Let's see here. I've got a lot of people to enter to win some filament. This is good. I like this. I'm gonna dismiss your start guide because I don't know.
Oh yeah, and for everyone who has bought All Clean, we're doing a rolled batch rollout because we've got tons of orders and the back end was down for a bit, so there's weird handwritten orders between things. And we're now working. It will take some time, so don't hold off your orders if you want them, because getting them in sooner will be better because batches take a time to arrive. International shipping boxes. They are half the size, designed for letterboxes, so the shipping price to America in particular should drop considerably. But that is probably 4 months away.
Okay, so he even gives a seed for it. So you can actually see the seed for the shuffle, so people can verify that it's not fake.
That
cool. Is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Super, super cool. 10 out of 10 there. I do like it. This is a new person. I've never seen this person win before.
For some Basri, what are the instructions for All Clean? Spray All Clean on bed. Wipe. Spray ready to print on bed. Wipe. You're done. You might, depending on how soiled your bed is, you might need ready to print twice just to get rid of all the surfactant. But in reality, it's just spray, wipe, you're good to go.
So Omar Gerd, which is a great name, Omar Gerd, so it's Omar Gerd, won the first spool. You must be present to win. If you're not present, you don't win. It's not my fault.
Bulk All Clean is available as well as custom bottling. So if you want print farm level bottles where you just want bigger, like 500ml or 750ml plastic containers,
no,
we can do that
rigged.
as well.
It's rigged. This it's rigged.
Who won? Who won?
Who do you think just won?
Me?
No.
You. Your brother.
No.
Fauxhammer.
No. Who made the wheel?
Shit.
You forget already?
Yeah, I don't remember names. I just said it took a year and a half to remember 3 letters.
Tech Jeeper won, so I'm claiming rigged. I'm claiming rigged. He won.
Fixed.
That's hilarious that Tech Jeeper won the first time. Well, okay.
We're running out of time, but All Clean does not chemically bind to PEI strongly where other chemicals do.
Rigged.
So when the second part wipes it off, it resets it back to chemical fresh instead of having contaminants in the PEI, which is why it actually works. It's a better product. It keeps your PEI actually working.
I love that the creator of it won, because that just makes it so much funnier for me. Because we can all just say it's rigged now.
Yes, All Clean is vegan. And
yes,
it's halal.
All right. Those are your 3 winners. Give it Tech Jeeper. He won't know what to do with it. Well, I just think it's hilarious. It's to me, it is so much funnier that Tech Jeeper actually won. And he's not even here for us to make fun of him. I mean, he's in the chat, but he's not paying attention. Yeah.
Helix, I don't get the question. Type in quickly before it ends.
Oh, he wants to know what, like, the highest temp that you can use it. Use it on a cold bed, dude. Use it on a cold bed.
Yeah, cold bed will work no matter what. At most, I'd say 45 degrees because it activates the surface energy of the PEI. But it was designed for cold bed use. We just found out towards the end of testing, for PLA, heating up to 45 means the sugar content comes off a bit easier. For PETG, 35, and for nylons, about 15 to 20 degrees above ambient is fine. But again, cold bed, I do all mine on cold bed. There's no difference. The main thing, you just don't want it to evaporate because that just leaves the chemical evaporated on the surface, and then you need to clean it twice.
It'll work on whatever size bed that you want, but do not do it when it's hot.
Yeah, I do it when it's cold. We do say warm the bed up if it's for PLA with like set temperatures. But the main thing is don't let it evaporate. So no 100-degree beds because it'll evaporate too quickly. And I have not tested it on the iBoss cold bed, but chemically it shouldn't affect it at all.
I got to get some more in so we can test it on some other plates. There's a bunch of off-topic stuff, but I agree. Let's let these people go enjoy the rest of their day, and we'll join you next week, hopefully with a lot cleaner of a topic that we can just enjoy and hang out for.
All cleaner topic.
An all cleaner topic, yes. And like Fauxhammer said, be curious, not judgmental.
Yes,
I wish we were still recording for that, because that is just...
I am. I forgot to stop it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not recording anymore. But, all right, I would normally say we're going to go send you all to go hang out with Mr. Steve Builds, but Mr. Steve Builds is gallivanting across Tokyo currently. So we will send you all, I don't know, to go enjoy your day. I don't know. Call your loved ones or something.
Yeah, go paint some plastic crack. Go do it.
Yeah, go do that.
You have too many models to paint. Go do it.
Check your A1s.
Stop putting it off. Go make those Skaven models that you have in your back room. We know you have too many.
All right, Pezla is streaming in 15 minutes. Go follow her on Twitch. I can't raid out to somebody on Twitch. Anyways, y'all, take care. If you are if you are not a part of the Discord and you do want to come hang out with us, we do a Patreon hangout after the stream every single week. I will be there. I don't know if Jacob's probably got
I've got to drive home now.
But I will be there. So if you guys want to come hang out, $10 tier or higher, we will see you there. Take care, brush your hair, be nice to each other, and listen instead of judge.